Hi, everyone. Good night. No, like, no, Jamaicans are not always late. Good night. I'm a tad late. I apologize. Thank you so very much for waiting. Welcome, everybody, to another Wednesday show. And I still have this hair on my head because I've been looking at it and I said to myself, how the hell am I going to loosen this? So it's here until I figure it out. But it needs to go. Welcome everybody. It's another Wednesday. As I said, we've had interesting week of track and field. I have to say, track is picking up, definitely picking up. Usually, track would have probably been up and swinging probably from about April, heading into May. But we're really seeing things, last week of May into June. Things are really picking up. And last week on was a very exciting weekend of track and field. Exciting, especially for Jamaicans. Y'all, I did that little video touching on Eugene where I said, hey, for that week when it was Eugene and I talked about our performances there in general. And I said, hey, we kind of flopped there. You know what I mean? Because performances were expected to be a bit, high. And it's not just about Jamaica winning, in every race, because clearly I don't expect us to win every race, you know what I mean? But the type of world class athletes that we had performing in Eugene and the type of performances that we got because of certain blunders, and yeah, it was kind of a flop in Eugene. But following that, this week, it's been a great week, and I have to say for Jamaicans, and we have a lot to celebrate, and a lot to be excited about. Clearly, and we're gonna get into a few things tonight. And I know y'all see the title, so you're like a bit confused. But guys, I listen. I listen a lot. I listen to what a lot of the track and field people are saying. A lot of you all in the comment section. And I did have a very interesting conversation with my sister last evening, which I'll get into, which is why the title is why the title is. You know what I mean? But anyway, before I get into anything too serious, you don't know how it goes. I usually say good night, and that's where we are. Sound is choppy. Listen, guys, I don't know what's going on with my audio recently. I have no idea. Like, I've been trying to figure it out. If this is on the right setting, hmm, I think it's on the right setting. But I do realize because when I record and then I listen back, I'm trying to figure out why it sounds this way. I checked the setting and it's on my microphone, which is this thing, right? But I just don't know. All right, let me see. If y'all can tell me if you hear any difference. Do you hear any difference? Is it any better or is it worse? I think it's the internet. I swear I'm gonna stop using StreamYard. I'm think I'm getting to the point where I'm annoyed at StreamYard, and I'm probably gonna stop using StreamYard because at this point I don't know. Like my audio is just losing it recently. It's not any better. It has nothing to do with the wiring. This is a literal brand new mic that I bought not even not a few months ago. There's no way that my mic is going. And if I use, you know why I know? If I use OBS to do anything, my audio is perfect, right? And then when I use StreamYard, it goes, to shite, right? But um, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm sad. I mean, there's settings onto this thing that I can switch, but honestly, I don't remember which is which. Okay, how do I sound? Does it sound any better? Any better? Any better? Any better? Is it any better? Is it any better? It's a little better. All right, I'm gonna leave it on that setting. I'll figure out because I'm using the setting that I don't know what the different settings are. It has 4 different settings that I can switch it to, but I think I'm using the one that I'm supposed to be using, right? But I just switched it. So louder and better, but still choppy. I think it's the internet. And well, internet StreamYard. I think StreamYard is a problem, and I think I'm gonna switch from using StreamYard altogether. But just give me some time. I'm setting something up completely different that I'm gonna start working with instead of StreamYard because I've noticed the issue for some time now, and I need to get it resolved because I hate how my audio sounds. And sometimes y'all don't know. Sometimes I record some videos and it's a gem, and then when I listen back, I can't hear nothing. The audio is completely broken, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? I know sometimes you can't re-record gems, right? So I need to get rid of StreamYard. StreamYard is annoying me. Okay, but anyway, let's get into the greetings. As I said, I do apologize for the audio. I'll be working on it going forward. forward to make sure that the audio gets resolved. Not much I can do about it tonight, unfortunately. I mean, I don't even know what I did with my older mic. I don't know what I did with it. I probably tossed it. Hey O'Shane, thank you for waiting. Hey Nick. Oh come on. The one time him show Mr. Hype, who is boss in Jamaica. I see with him, and since season that is the first time I saw he did not run through the line. Jamaicans are always late. No, we're not always late, Nolan. Good evening. Hey Emel Shaw, what's up? Hey O'Shane, what's up? Hey Rasta. This Rasta needs to go. Hey Dondina, what's up? Hey Jordan. Hey McCain. Hey Kiri. Um, hey Shavin. Teddy, what's up? Hey Lorraine. Princess Bent, what's good? Hey, who is this? Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it, Carrie. Again, guys, I'm going to be working on it going forward. Not much I can do about it tonight, unfortunately, but I'm going to be working on it. I think I'm going to just not use StreamYard going forward. Um, it's racing. The audio is racing, right? It's chopping up. I know, and I think again it's a StreamYard issue. So I do apologize for it. Um, hey Douglas, what's up? Hey Jay. Hey John Doe. Oblique is behaving more confidently. The blogs will mention him more. It's a bit better. No, louder, much better. No. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. There's not much I can do about it right now. Um, Restart the live. I mean, the most I can do is close it and come back in. But if I close it and come back in, you know what? Let me try that, guys. Go nowhere. I'm just gonna close it and come right back in. It's not ending. It's just gonna close. I'm just gonna close it and come back in and see if there's any change. So let me just do that. Bam. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Is it any better, guys? I hope it's a bit better. Um, Let me make sure I'm on to the correct setting. Onto my thingy, jiggy general. I don't know. I feel like StreamYard has been doing a bunch of stuff recently, and it's just making the audio just go, wonky. Um, I still sound like an Autobot. Mm, child, I don't know what to do. Hey, I'm Christina. Thank you for the $1.49 super sticker. I appreciate it. Um, some of y'all saying you don't mind that him doing that in the race. Um, the live got nice, hopefully. Fire upon StreamYard. Look here, StreamYard is over and done with. I've been thinking about it for a while, but it is what it is. I can't be bothered. It keeps messing up my audio. Like you just said, me feel like you're saying tell Oblique to do that gesture just to make a statement. I mean, guys, personally, when I think about, you racing, you don't know what your competition is going to do, to be fair. So it's not like you can pre-plan certain things. It happens in the moment, in my opinion. If you're leading a race and you realize that, okay, you're well cleared and you're sure, but to just say, oh, Usain Bolt told him to do that, I don't know if I can agree with that. Hey, Anita, what's up? Um, where am I? I don't even know where I'm at. Oblique destroying lives in races has trended all over international news. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's definitely a big thing. I hope some of y'all remember when I was talking about it on live previously, and I was saying that, hey, it rubbed me the wrong way reading a lot of these international articles and they didn't even mention Oblique Civil. And I was mad and I was like to myself, are they looking down on a fourth place at the World Championships? You know what I mean? I felt like that's what they were doing. And now I see articles, get to know Oblique Civil. Who is Oblique Civil? And I'm like, oh, really? No. But guess what? I don't mind. I love the fact that, they are, acknowledging him finally. And I'm hoping that this is something that continues. And it's not only for Oblique Civil, but just athletes in general. general, I just don't like when people overlook people for no apparent reason to me. It makes no sense. It made no sense. And I'm glad Oblique Civil won that race. And to show them, say, hey, I do exist and I have been doing my thing since I don't know when. You know what I mean? Don't to the Prime Minister didn't even look like he knew what was going on with Oblique Civil. And I'm looking at him like, my God. You people are in all these photo ops every time I look with these athletes. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Um, um, hey Christina, what's up? Me want go in a boxing ring with StreamYard. I swear it's driving me crazy. Matt Kane says, can we talk about Johan? He seems quite convinced he was in great shape, but he's still not showing any major strides. Ah, boy, I don't know. We'll talk about him a bit later, but not right now. Hey, Coach X, what's up? Fix your mic. It's not coming through clearly. Ah. All right, you know what? If I try to use my computer's audio, tell me which one you guys prefer. Because at this point, I'm a little bit um perturbed that you guys can't hear me and there's nothing I can do about it tonight. Nothing at all I can do about it tonight. Automatically adjust my mic volume, echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, stereo audio, echo cancellation must be off to use. I just don't know what's going on, man. I just don't know what is wrong with these silly settings in this thing. And it's because I don't typically play around with their settings. I don't know if they changed something that I should be changing.
You know what I mean? How does this sound? Does it sound any better if I just, don't use my mic? Does it sound any better this way? Because if it sounds better this way, then I'll just not use my mic. How does it sound? Am I good? It's still distorted. It's StreamYard, guys. There's nothing I can do about StreamYard. Much better. Okay. I'm leaving off the mic. I don't know what's going on. I know it's not my mic though, because as I said, I use a different platform sometimes or different applications to record sometimes, and my mic comes through perfectly fine. I know there's some kind of disconnect with my mic and StreamYard, and I just don't know what the problem is. They probably changed something. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out in the coming days. But as I said, for me personally, I just want to get rid of StreamYard. It's just that when I don't use my mic, I get all of my background noise comes in, right? And I don't like all my background noise coming in sometimes, so that's why. But anyway, my hair feels and looks a mess, and I hate it. It's making me lose confidence. But anyway, um, that's such a petty girl. I'm vain. Anyway, let's go. Um, let me just plug it out too, just in case. Yeah. Where am I? Where am I in the comments? All right, so I want to set oh my gosh, I lost all of the videos that I set up for you guys to listen to. All right, never mind. I'll just have to re-upload them. I just remember I closed StreamYard. So I'm gonna have to put back everything on the screen. So I want to set the stage for you all. So I'm going to share a few video clips for you all to listen to. Then I can set the stage clearly and then tell you my thoughts as it relates to why the video is titled the way it's titled, right? So let me just go into sharing a video file. So the first video I want to share is clearly the race. So let's go there. So that was the men's 100 meters at the Racers Grand Prix over the weekend, where Oblique Civil ran a world-leading personal best meeting record 9.82 seconds at time, faster than Noah Lyles has ever gone. His personal best is 9.83. In this race, however, he ran a 9.85, hunting down Oblique Civil. Never quite got there, but still an impressive run to come back, impressive run back, to try to catch Oblique Civil. Never really happened in this race, but again, fantastic win. And of course, this race left Jamaicans feeling quite jubilated because we've kind of been in a downward little funk recently. Whether or not we like it or not, people look towards the Blue Ribbon events for the hype, right? Clearly, we've always had, the field events athletes always doing well. Plus, other athletes across other events doing well, you know what I mean? Which shows that, okay, Jamaica is still in the conversation. But when it comes to the Blue Ribbon events, the big three haven't shown up, you know what I mean? And none of our men so far have really shown up the way we want them to show up, in the 100 meters. So, with that said, nothing I really go on in the sprinting, category for Jamaica, globally. We weren't in the conversation to the point where I'm watching, Diamond Leagues throwing shade. I'm watching, World Athletics throwing shade. Even just recently with the whole Sherika win, a win is a win. I'm like, what kind of title is that from World Athletics with Sherika about a win is a win? I'm like, okay, I see the subtle shade, and I see the subtle shade, and I'm telling you all, there's been a change, and it's like the world has been waiting for this change, where they think, oh, Jamaica is no longer, leading in certain events, so they can, throw us to the side. I noticed from Prefontaine, I saw all of the, the headlines coming out of that Diamond League, saying, oh, she's the best, and all these things, and I'm like, is it no? Is it no? But right, but anyway, so coming off the back of that, clearly we have been, as I said, in a little bit funk. So Oblique Civil came out and ran this race and won it in a spectacular fashion where, not only did he give Jamaica, the type of boost that we needed, pretty much, but just how he won it in the fashion that he did, left everybody's tongues wagging to the point where even though Lyles himself came out after that and said, hey, I saw what you did, because clearly he didn't see it in the race, but he's like, hey, I saw what you did, right? See you in Paris. And for me personally, I just love those things where it really gets, conversation going in the sport, and that's what you want. Sometimes track and field can be a bit boring, you know what I mean? But these type of clashes that people run away from. Look at your trackers, you're not supposed to know me. I mean, in the nice, friendly business all the while when everybody's saying, oh, there were cousins. I'm like, no. When we go on the track, we're enemies. We're here to fight for a win. And then after that done, great. We can be friends and chummy. But before that, we're not no friends. When we touch on the track, we're not no friends. I'm here. I'm a gladiator. I'm here to slew everybody, on the field or on the track, right? So that's my opinion. So, this kind of nice track and field that suddenly came out of nowhere. I don't know where everybody became nice, but all of a sudden everybody's walking around nice. I can't bother with that because that make the sport boring, because no, everybody's scared to say anything. Everybody's like, oh, I feel this way. Oh, I feel, and I'm like, oh, really? I don't feel that way. When we lose, I don't feel good. I want us to win all day, every day. You know what I mean? I'm not happy with Jamaica losing, but everybody's like, okay, I'm good. Our cousin won. I even saw some people saying after Noah Lyles won, but that they said, oh, Noah Lyles is now our cousin, so it's okay. If he had won, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. It wouldn't have been okay if he won. And no, it's not okay at all. You know what I mean? That's just what I want to scream from the top of a hill, but it is what it is. I'm kind of glad Oblique Civil won, as I said, because it gave us that kind of boost, right? So coming out of that, as I said, the whole conversation or the narrative was, for most of the track and field fans, was my opinion, them just being jubilated about the performance. But it seems as though the real track and field enthusiasts are not so amused by what Oblique Civil did, right? And I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that little tidbit some more, I want to share one other video, and then I'm going to get into why they're not so, enthused, right? Okay, so let me share again. I have to re-find all these videos, guys. I had them, put up before, but no, they disappeared because I came out. So I have to put them back up. Okay, here we go.
Tell us about how you're feeling about the execution of this race tonight.
Well, me and my coach was working on the execution throughout the week and the past month, and coming out here and get a good execution show that the work that they have put in paid off.
Last year you were missing in action, this year you're in action. Tell us how you feel, putting on a big show like this in front of this crowd.
Well, it's a tremendous feeling because, as you said, last year because of injuries, I didn't compete. But for this year, I'm actually happy that I compete and get a personal best and win in front of my Jamaican fans.
Speaking about injuries, Civil, one of my complaints or concerns is that you don't compete enough on the European circuit. Will we see any of that from you this year?
Well, yes, of course, but me and my coach will decide as to that.
Yeah, because you need to compete against your competitors, and they are the ones on the Diamond League and so forth. But we're not seeing you there.
Well, it's not really my fault. It's just because whenever it's time for me to compete on the circuit, I always have issue like injury problems and stuff, which I don't get to compete on the circuit. So it's not really my problem
Oh, so
personally.
you're not afraid of flying? It's not like that.
No, it's not. I'm not definitely not afraid. It's just because of the injury, and I don't know why. When it's time for me to compete at the Diamond League or a specific race, something always happens. So I'm happy that I compete against Lies because the first time I competed with Lies last year was the World Championship Finals, and coming out here running against him in my country is good.
All right, thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. All right.
All right, so that was Oblique Seville, and I'm pretty happy that one reporter asked a very, very important question in this race, and this is something that I've been highlighting since this platform has been created, that Oblique Seville does not run on the circuit, and I believe that he lacks vital experience, which is why when it comes to the major games and performing and living up to certain expectations going in, especially based on the times that he's already run, he seems to always fall flat in the given moment. But he pointed out in this race, in this interview, sorry, that it's not a case where I've never wanted to go or didn't want to go, but I've always, been suffering from some kind of injury at some particular point in time, which has hindered me from, performing on the circuit, right? So I'm glad I heard that tidbit. It doesn't change my mind that I think he needs, more experience on the circuit, but at least I know why he isn't going to the circuit. But I think this race also gave him vital experience that he needed, so that when he goes to the Olympic Games this time around, he's already faced Noah Lyles, you know what I mean, on the circuit, knows that he can do this and pretty much can do it again, right? But as I said, there is a complaint from, as I would say, maybe the hard-headed track and field enthusiasts, that hey, this is pretty much the same mistake that Oblique Seville keeps making, over and over and over again. Now, I did have a conversation with my sister last evening, a very interesting and insightful conversation, and we were talking about, the whole Oblique Seville race, and she was, losing her mind about the fact that she can't believe that he did that again, right? So I was making the points that, hey, Oblique Seville won, went back to the drawing board, took a look at the field that was defeating him in previous years, and looked and noticed that all of these guys have a base in the 200 meters, right? He went back and he said, okay, I need to also have a base in the 200 meters. And he worked on that, which is why now his body looks built for sprinting now. I mean, he still looks kind of small. I'm not going to lie to you compared to everybody else, but at least he doesn't look like, a little boy anymore. Let's put it that way, right? So he went back to the drawing board and he's, resolved the issue there. Right. Then I've also noticed that in all the races that he's run so far this season, he has been running straight through the line. And I have to give credit where credit is due. So I was like, okay, you have to give and take sometimes in life. It's fine, if you do it, one-off here and there where it doesn't really matter, much. But, in the important moments, it's important that you get it right. And I feel like he has been getting it right all season. And I'm not going to lie, he kind of ate that. He ate that. He ate that moment and he made us, excited about it. But my sister said, which she pointed out something very important. And she said, the one moment which Oblique Seville needed to run through the line, he didn't run through the line, and that is what was important to her. Forget the 400 meters earlier this season, the 200 meters earlier this season, right? And I'm talking about the 200 on the curve, the 200 on the straight. Forget all those races that he's done so far this season, that he has indeed run through the line. This is the first time this season that he's faced the competition that he will be facing at the Olympic Games. And in this moment where he was required to run through the line and show that he can do it against them, he did not. And I was like, oh, I was like, snap, you got a point. I was like, you got a point, because as I told you all, I'm eating up the moment and I'm like, I'm here for it, right? And we've always been pointing out on this channel from the day one. As again, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as saying, before anybody else was pointing out Oblique Seville issue, we were pointing it out on this channel to the point where you all were attacking us and saying, hey, there's no such thing he's going to execute, on the day. But when the day come, the same thing happened over and over again, to this point where now everybody is now keen in on it and say, okay, there's clearly something going on there. But I remember when we were doing it back then, everybody used to attack us. But anyway, when she said that to me, I thought to myself, you kind of got a point. You kind of ate that, point, bringing it across to me that, hey, forget all of those moments, as I said before, that he has run through the line successfully. The one moment where he needed to run through the line and cement, that he is now indeed mentally prepared to go onto the stage and, run his fastest race ever, he still did not do it, right? And that was her takeaway from the race. So until she sees him go into a race, whether it is, the Jamaican trials or the Olympic Games, and be in that final and run through, then she's still gonna have in her mind that Oblique Civil has not evolved from the athlete that we know of yesteryear, where when he gets into those major finals, for some strange reason, he starts looking left and looking right and not, executing straight to the line. So there are some people that are of that view, and I can't be mad at the view, Trackies, because it does make sense. It does make sense. So, which is why I even went on further in my video and I said, all right, all right, Oblique, we ate this up. We ate up this moment, and I'm happy and I'm excited and I love what you did. But let's refocus now. Let's refocus, and we have to make sure that we're executing through the line. And it's so funny. It would have been, great for him, and I think it would have been such a bigger confidence booster, in my opinion, if he had, run straight through the line, clocked that 9.7, whatever it would have been, because it would have definitely been a 9.7 something, and showed that, hey, me and in the same league. We're not in together, close together with no 9.83 versus 9.82. I'm a 9.7 sprinter. You have to come up to me now. There's not much difference between a 9.82 and a 9.83, to be fair, right? So if he had gone, sub 9.8 in that race, he would have definitely, in my opinion, signal or cemented, in what's his name, normalize his head that, hey, I am a definite threat for gold here. You cannot take me lightly. And I think for himself, he would have probably even gotten more confidence knowing that, hey, I can execute against a Noah Lyles. So with that said, Trackies, that's the whole basis of, this video, and where the angling of, this video in terms of, hey, did he make the same mistake? And is he still suffering from the same issue? Or was it just something that is one-off? You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie, Trackies, when I heard her explain it to me, I had to take a step back and I said to myself, well, it does make sense. But anyway, let me hear what y'all are saying, and then we can continue. They were just being biased tea. All right, let me hear what y'all are saying. I feel like this thing is so far from me. Guys, don't be looking into my chest. Usually I have my mic blocking. Let's see. Ray State reported by ex just got off the phone, and man, get ready for a shocker. Oh, I did see it. I don't know who he's talking about, Dundina, so I ignored it and moved on with my life. Here, let me tell you one thing I dislike about all these people posting on Twitter. It's like how we post on YouTube and we just get straight to the point and tell you how we feel. I can't bother with the people that post on Twitter because they might give you all sort of coded message. Look here, I'm not in the coding nothing. If you're not telling me straight, me move on with my life. I'm not trying to decode nothing. Because you see, when we try to decode, sometimes it go wrong. What happened when we try to decode this whole queen thing? I think actually, who was the same talking about? Queen Africa. Next. I'm not trying to decode nothing. They were just being biased because they were talking about Omanyala, who wasn't even top 5. That's the point I'm trying to make. They talked about Omanyala. Omanyala wasn't even top 5, right? And here we are, where Oblique Civil was completely ignored, and he walked away with the win. But as I said, I'm glad he won because now they know he's present, right? In sports, you show up and show off. Muhammad Ali did that his whole career. Yeah, but the point is, Phil, I don't, well, not that I followed, Muhammad Ali and know, all of his losses, all of his wins, his entire come up. But in my opinion, thinking back to the Muhammad Ali that I know, he's always delivered. So there's a certain, consensus there where even if he jokes around, it's cool because he's always going to deliver. It's the same thing with Noah Lyles. He's always, throwing shots to somebody, but guess what? Everybody allows it because he always delivers, right? So now in this case where Oblique is the one that is throwing the shots by looking over and saying, I'm the big man in town here. Everybody is probably, well, not everybody. Some of the people are looking around and be like, okay, here what? You haven't really proved anything because you've gone on the big stage already and you've, fell flat. We need you to run through the line. Are you going to talk about the NCAA finals this week? Sure, I'll be doing multiple videos about that. It started today, right? And yeah, I'll be covering it all the way back, this weekend. Now it can be funny, but let's not overlook how disrespectful he can be, implying. Yeah, I mean, wait, well, let me finish reading. Implying that the equipment of racers was subpar. As is he implying that Jamaica is incapable of hosting international track meets? I don't know if he implied that the equipment was subpar, Christina. That's not what I heard. Unless there's another video out there, then I'm not aware of that. I do know that he had an issue with the starter, saying that the gunman fired the gun too soon, which I did explain in a video. And I said personally, from my perspective, I've watched so many races over the years, and I've always felt that the ones where the starters hold the athletes for too long are the ones that are susceptible to having issues. When you know put them in set, and as long as the athletes are settled, I mean, and that and you see that they're settled, and you say set go, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what happened in Jamaica. I don't know if he's not used to it, but I've heard a lot of people say that when these athletes are training, their coaching staff will give them all different types of guns, a slow gun, a fast gun, an in between gun. They're trained for all circumstances given around a start, so that you can respond accurately, right? So again, a lot of people were wondering why Noah Lyles was complaining, you know what I mean? But again, the consensus is he's complaining because he lost, and that's my view. He lost, so he's complaining. um hey, Drew Fortis, what's up? um Yes, much better. Okay, much better. Okay, good, good. As long as it's much better. Why is everyone making a big deal of what happened to Lyles? He does it all the time. Everybody's making a big deal of what potentially Noah Lyles, what happened to Noah Lyles. I mean, I love it. I'm eating it up, but we have to kind of dissect things, track it, and see how we go forward. Okay. Yes, we're living in the moment, but let's dissect things. That's what this channel is about. It's a commentary channel. We're going to be talking about it. So, and they're giving us something to talk about. So don't make it look like, oh, it must just die. That's why track and field is not talked about as much, because if something happens, y'all expect us to just brush it under the carpet and move on. Excuse me, this race needs to keep going until as long as we can keep it going for, right? So yeah, much better without the mic. Okay, I'll probably have to figure something out, for sure. Now you sound like you are from Jamaica instead of from Cybertron. If Noah Lyles reacts this badly to losing one race, I'm hoping that the stank attitude doesn't carry over to interpersonal relationships. No, I think it's just things on the track. Goading. I don't think it has anything to do with transferring it any other place. At least in my opinion, I think he's a cool guy outside of everything else. I just think he's a typical American that will say whatever they need to say. He's not the only one that says stuff. It's just that he's more blatant about it, and he's the only one, in my opinion, that is actually doing it. Most people talk their talk and can't walk it. He's the only one that's talking the talk and actually walking it. See, I see a prediction that put Oblique Seville coming 8th in Paris. What? All right, hold up. Harold, I haven't even reached that kind of prediction yet, but that's crazy. I don't even want to go there yet, though, because our trials is gone yet. I want trials to go away, then we can talk about predictions. I want to see who everybody is sending to the Olympic Games. I want to see where they're at. Then we can discuss how everybody's going to place. I'm jubilant as hell. I agree with you. Oblique going with himself with his first 100 meters of the season, that's for sure. I don't see any concern. Jacko is trying to peak at the right time. I'm not worried about the big three. Yeah, while we are not worried about the big three, the rest of the world is now thinking that we're done and dusted. We're over with. Nothing else is going to be going on for Jamaica. Jamaica done out now, and everybody else is going to be taking over, right? Jealousy is so unattractive. World Athletics needs to remember that Jamaicans love track and field 365 days of the year, not only during tournaments. I'm watching them, I'm watching them, and I say to myself, this type of narrative that one has spin look kind of suspicious to me. It looks kind of suspicious. Like them as shade Jamaica subtly. It's very subtle, right? But they're definitely shading us. Me earphone low, make me barely I hear you. Make me thing say how you get low. Guys, are you able to hear me properly? So, see that it comes closer to trials. Who is y'all top four in the males and the female? That we're not even seeing a woman them yet, much as we talk about who is top four for women. We need to see some more, in my opinion. Oblique's mistake. I haven't even gotten to the part where you guys are talking about what I just said. Anyway, let's go back to the days of on Maurice, Sean Crawford, Terrence, Devers, and Marion Jones. No free thing, straight war. Yeah, that's my thing. Me not the fool. Me not the friendly. So when we are on track, me want somebody head. Maybe that's just my personality still, but yeah, that's how I feel. I agree. He keeps doing this foolishness and looking around and slowing down instead of running through the line with full focus. The so-called enthusiasts should hug a tree and then move around. I beg. No, it's very disrespectful. Slick mouth. Um, Seeing that it's coming closer to trials. Oh, I think I read that already. Too soon to talk about top four. Let's give me another 2 weeks. Um, what if he looks around and trips before crossing the line? I mean, the chances of that happen, usually your momentum takes you through the line. But if you looked at the type of speed or the momentum that Noah was coming through with, let's say he was closer, then Noah could have probably picked him on the line, right? Um, I don't like Noah blame. I don't like that Noah blame the starter saying the gun went too fast. He's just finding excuses. I can't wait for Kishane to dust up Noah. Let's see. And that's why I said in my video, I said Oblique Civil is not the only one. So for them sleeping on Jamaica and thinking, oh, it's only Oblique, I'm sorry for them. A lot of people are underestimating Kishane. But let me tell you something. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be coming out a destroyer, right? That interview got on my nerves, asking him if he's afraid to fly. That part was weird to me. I didn't think it had anything to do with flying. I just thought, that, they didn't want to run against people on the circuit for whatever reason. But I'm glad that he cleared that part up. But I still think that he lacks the experience. I believe races was a very vital moment for him in terms of, getting that kind of confidence heading into Paris. But again, the talk is well, after the talk I just wanted to bring it to y'all, and I wanted to hear what you guys had to say as it relates to whether or not this was the right move for him, and if it was the same thing that you're witnessing over and over and over again. How vital is this running on the circuit really? I remember Shelly's first 10. It's different for everybody. You just have to look at each athlete and assess them, and which is why I don't say the same thing for every athlete. I think Oblique Civil is probably one of the only athletes that I really have, said on this channel multiple times that, he needs to get more races in on the circuit, right? But yeah, everybody's different. No two athletes are the same. So I think we just assess the athletes as we see them, how they perform, and just, address it like that, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's an everybody thing. The interviewer was so ignorant, asking a lot of nonsense questions. Kismiti, no, I don't think the questions were nonsense. Those were questions that we needed to know for a while, and it's stuff that I've been bringing up on this channel here, Christina. Things that maybe you yourself attacked me for, right? Bringing it up, over and over and over and over and over again, right? For years. So we needed to know. A lot of people needed to know because they were wondering why was Oblique Civil not running on the circuit as much as he needed to be running on the circuit, and the thought process was believed by many that he needs the experience. That's why we keep hounding, why is he not running on the circuit? You know what I mean? It's the experience is the problem for us. But it's a question we all want to hear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a question that everybody wanted to hear. So I don't think it's a nonsense question. I agree, he's not learning. The interviewer was just joking with him, so we shouldn't take that too serious. I don't know about joking because it's something that we've all wanted to know, guys. Muscle memory is a real thing, and he should have run through the line in this instance. I don't like it. Even though I fully enjoy the look over at Laz, I'm still a bit concerned thinking how hard it is to eliminate old habits. Right. And that's why I said, my sister said, this was the moment for him to actually run through the line. And I can't be mad at that perspective. Right. So I'm hoping that going forward, though, when it comes to, again, the trials, and I touched on this already, when it comes to the trials, he runs through the line. And I'm hoping also when he gets to Paris, he runs to the line as well. And we can just dead this thing and move forward and know that, okay, he medals and he's always going to be able, once fit, to medal. Looking right, looking left is a Jamaican high school thing. No, he's been doing it from high school and it hasn't left him. I honestly think World Athletics hired a different person. Yeah, I think they did. They had some young person, but that young person is shady. They are shady, 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 especially to the Jamaicans. Oh my gosh, this was his 100-meter season opener. What more did you want him to do, T? Look here, Tad. You know, I don't like when you people don't listen. I explained to you very, very, I believe, articulately that I was of the view that him doing it in the moment, you know, was great. I loved it. I ate it up. I'm still eating it up. But after having a conversation with my sister, plus also listening to a lot of track and field people, especially in my comment section, there are a lot of people that did not enjoy the move. And it wasn't because he needs to be humble or whatever. No, it has nothing to do with being humble in that moment or no such thing. They're just looking at past experience of what Oblique Civil has been doing. And they're like, okay, in this moment, he should have ran through the line. And you can't be mad at that. Why are we assuming that the way they're handling this season is deliberate? Isn't it more likely things are not going according to plans? I don't know what that is about. I believe that that was a strategy. Don't show an opponent your full hand until it matters. Huh? Public civil brand a personal best. That's showing his hand. He's showing everybody that he's in personal best shape. What are you talking about? Is your sister as pretty as UT? You can go back. There's some videos still on the channel with her, you know, stuff that I didn't delete because of monetization issues. You'll be able to see her. I mean, if you can tell us apart, because apparently some people don't know us different. So if you can tell us apart, then sure. She's on the channel. I wonder how Asafa would look if he was one to show off. But Ashafa show off, show off. You know, Ashafa talk about sort of thing. um he said the gun went off quick. The gun wasn't quick, guys. I mean, the gun wasn't before its time. The gun went off perfectly he was settled and the gun went. I don't know how much slower he wanted it, but it's just you know, as far as a gun, right? He said the starter's gun needs to be fixed. Oh, I didn't get that. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess, you know, there's some kind of implication there. I get what you're saying, but that's not what I heard. So I didn't take it that way. Noah had the third best reaction time. Guys, as I said, for me personally, he was just trying to find something to complain about because he lost. So if it's to blame the starter, he would blame the starter. Guys, your reaction to the gun doesn't, in my opinion, have anything to do with how you know the race is going to end, right? You can have a slow reaction, but that first 30 is still immaculate, and that's what is important. And if you look at Oblique Civil's first 30, it was crazy, right? So I don't know what Noah is complaining about, but again, for me personally, it's because he lost. Noah said he, you know, I heard this, Dennis, but I didn't get any confirmation where it came from, right? So I didn't make mention of it until I see where that came from. Then yeah, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna speak on that. Noah complained because he thought that it was Oblique who came out. Who came out the gun? What do you mean? As in he false started? Um, he did the same thing indoors with the excuses when he lost. He said he winning and all this, and when he lost, he said, what? He's saying FB, he was doing 200 training for the 200 meters. He's been doing 60-meter training all year, trying to get that start better. So I don't know what he's talking about, but okay. Oh yes, guys, this is the first time I'm saying it, but you're here. Please remember to hit the like. I keep forgetting. Hit the like. And all those excuses he made in 2021 when he lost to my Canadian there, Andre DeGrasse. Oh my gosh. Noah Lights has a book of excuses. I'm not worried about the big three, but no, but if they are lackluster at trials, I will be. Yeah, we just have to wait and see, guys. We just have to wait and see. Trials is when everything will be displayed in front of us, where we can't ignore it again, where we can't say, oh, it's still a tactic, oh, this, that, and the third. You have to turn up if you want to be on the team to the Olympic Games, especially in the 100 meters. You have to make sure you turn up. So if them not turn up ready on the 100 meters and somebody get left, then there's no we can't do about it. The other person will make the team and them a go. You know what I mean? So everything will be shown 100% when we get to trials, for sure. Sherry had a little hamstring niggle earlier. I did hear that, which is why she pulled out of the 200 meters at China. All the other races she pulled out of before she was okay, not injured. But guys, I'm not worried about Sharika, right? I talked to you all the first 200-meter outing when everybody was losing their screws. I said, guys, stop for a second. Think about how long it takes an athlete, a sprinter, to get ready. I showed you all proof and instances that, hey, some coaches say 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, they can get an athlete sprinting really, really fast. And where Sharika came out at versus what is going to be required to make the team at the national stadium, at the trials, over the 200 meters, I'm not concerned. You know what I mean? The most we'll probably have is, Brianna Liston, and what's her name if Brianna Liston is healthy, and Lane probably, close to sub 22, right? Those will be the athletes, and clearly Elaine Thompson here that are in the conversation. I don't think 3 athletes are beating Sherika Jackson. Yeah. T, I cannot wait for you to start going to meets and interviewing the athletes. I foresaw that the other day. I applied for what is it called? The media pass for the Jamaica trials. I have not gotten a response yet, so I don't know. I'm still waiting. It all depends. Me getting that media pass all depends, whether or not I'll be going. If I don't get the media pass, guys, it makes no sense for me to go to trials, really, because I'm not going to be sitting down in the stands, because I hate the experience in the fans. For me, a commentator, I can't do my job if I'm sitting in the stands. That doesn't make no sense to me. So I'm hoping I get the pass. If I don't get the pass, guys, I'll be sitting here, unfortunately. But I'm just letting you all know that I already applied for it weeks ago, so I'm waiting to see if I hear anything. Hi, Candy. Couldn't agree with you more about our chum attitude towards these Americans who are actually beating us. Look here, I don't chum towards nobody. Yeah, you're not supposed to know me. I don't chum towards a soul. When I hear everybody talking about cousin, I say I don't have no cousin. I don't have no cousin, no way, shape, or form. I only see black, green, and gold. I don't see nothing else. Oh my gosh. Where is Maxie? Look here, Maxie, Rocky Hill, on Rocky Hill, Rocky Hill coming in the comment section at the pan. Tweety lee. You want to some fair foolishness to me, I say. Me, I gotta look when Oblique Civil lose. I have not seen Rocky Hill since then. I said, okay. That's how we play now. We hide away when we lose. But when I lose out, I still have to be here facing y'all and facing the music. Okay. I hope they keep hiding. I hope they keep hiding. But guess what? I know they're secretly listening, So Rocky Hill and Maxie, y'all need to present yourselves and take your out lashings. Just like how you dished out lashings over and over and over again, I'm not supposed to can take it. You cannot take it, then don't give. Simple. I approve the glance this time. He's been running through the line since of late. No, since season, I've definitely noticed that he's been running straight through the line, not taking that away from him. Probably because we did worry about all her pullouts, and some did a call injury on her, so it happened. I suppose. I want them to continue sleeping on JA. No, it feels kind of disrespectful. I get what you're saying, Christina, where we can just turn up and, hit them, blindsided and everything. But personally, when I look at, articles from World Athletics and Diamond League and they're snubbing Jamaica, I feel away. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, but no, I don't want it. Some people need to feel some type of anger or disrespect to fuel their competitive spirit. I don't need it. On the track is on the track. Off the track, Off is off, simple that. Yeah, whatever is going on the track is on the track, and off the track is off the track for sure. I get that. I don't think you need to, bring whatever is going on the track, off the track. But I'm a commentator, and I don't care about your personal life, for the most part. I'm not really focused on that. I care about what's going on the track. So I'm gonna be talking about the track beefs on the track, right? I deliberately didn't mention Kishin because I want him to take the Americans by surprise. No, they're still going to think we're delusional. So even if you mention him, they're going to tell us that we're delusional. Hey, Howard, what's up? Welcome. Oh, it's so late there. It's probably like, 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock where you are now. But I'm glad you're here, Howard, for sure. Obliterator, Seville. Take it now, really good. Flop father, hype show. I've never attacked you. Oh, that's okay, Christina. I was just saying back then when the channel just came about and I was talking about the issues that Oblique Civil had, a lot of people said, "Oh my gosh, and this and that and everything else under the sun." I know, it's so funny. No, when I hear everybody talking about it, I smile because I said to myself, But when we were talking about it back then and nobody else was talking about it, oh, we were the problem. I see. I agree with your sister's perspective. We know he can run at 9-7. Well, for sure. Which is why I had to take a step back when she said it, and I said, she has a point. This was definitely the moment. This was the most important moment out of all the races that he's ran. This was the moment to run through the line. Out of every other, he could have fumbled every other race. You know what I mean? But this would have been the race to run through the line, and it didn't happen. So she's not happy at all. She's not amused at all by the performance. So I'm hoping that going forward we can definitely see him run through the line, so that again we don't look clownish, because the problem is we're enjoying this moment and we're happy and we're laughing at no lies and we're goading him and everything else under the sun. But anyhow, win or win or do what we're supposed to do, when Olympics come around, we're gonna look kind of funky. We're gonna look kind of clownish, right? So I'm just hoping that everything goes how it's supposed to go. For sure. For sure. Oblique is now confident and Noah is overconfident. Too much pride leads to downfall. Humility is so important. But guys, I'm not so gung ho about everybody being humble, 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 humble. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to be, prideful to the point where you start to underestimate your competition. Let's put it that way. Do I think Noah Lyles underestimates his competition? Not necessarily. What I would say is that I just think he's very confident in himself, and he believes that it doesn't matter what his competition comes with, he'll be able to outdo them. And I can't say that's a bad thing, because you're supposed to be confident in yourself and your craft and what you have to offer. If you're not confident in yourself, then you're losing out. You lose already. You lose and you're not even start. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But Noah gets the high school champs effect. Noah should be honored. Look here, we're past champs. This is the professional leagues. We kind of want to put down the champs things. Leave them at champs. You know what I mean? We're not try to bring them into the profession. Unless you're you're saying Bolt that is leading everybody by 50 meters in a race, then sure. You know what I mean? But if that's not the case, then we should probably leave it behind. You know what I mean? Because we don't want any problems. As personally, I just don't think it will sit well with Jamaicans if in this particular moment, as I said, we're eating it up, and then come Paris, all hell broke loose, right? So that's all I'm saying. No, I like the look. Civilian look was saying, Noah, you need to behave. No misbehaving here. He was saying, yeah, this. You saw that little meme that I put in the video the other day, where I got it off not Instagram, off Twitter. Somebody posted it and said that's what Oblique Civil was saying. You know who the F I am? It was so funny when I saw it. Muscle memory is a real thing. It costs Osafa a medal. Run through the tape, my youths. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Muscle memory is a thing. I've never heard of a slow gun. No, no. Well, I don't know if you watch some of these races. The starter be holding the athletes for too long. And if you join me sometimes for my watch alongs, you'll hear me actually say why they're holding the athletes so long. They have them there too long, and when they're there too long, an athlete will flinch. It's like you're waiting to see somebody flinch. That doesn't make no sense to me. It's like you're hoping for a false start. Send the people off and let them go about their business. Um, Kishan need to run a race. Let's see. I can't wait for Oblique stop and speed to be showcased. And you know what was the most impressive thing about that run in hindsight as well? The fact that Oblique said one, he was going through issues, for the past, few weeks, and he wasn't able to train the way he's supposed to train, right? And they only got, a short time to really prepare for this race and to come out and run at 9:08. It's just, really cementing the idea that I had a few years ago when I said that Oblique Civil could have gone, nine. Well, it wasn't just, simply based off what I said, but his performances plus what his coach said, that he could go 9-6. I believe that if conditions are perfect, if he's in great shape, we could very well see a 9-6 from Oblique Civil. Very well see it, right? And it could very well, as I said, come this year because this is just he won his first race of the season, first 100-meter race of the season. No real preparation to speak of. That is crazy. That is actually scary. Think about it, guys. No actual, speed work to think to consider really in anything for this race. And you come out and you're almost and you know what? I'm calling the race 9-7. That was a 9-7 race. I don't care what nobody wants to say. You come out and you run 9-7 in your first race, barely no work going, and I'm talking about speed work. Clearly, he has already done the background work, right? But he's had to back off training a bit because they were concerned about injuries at a particular point in time. But not much preparation for this race, and to come out and run so fast. Here, talk up to me, Oblique Civil. Talk up to me. Me might have put civilians from the wall back at this. I done myself a civilian. Oh, I have to laugh about that civilian. I remember I did a video one time talking about Oblique Civil's issues when he gets into a race. And Oblique Civil post on Instagram. Oblique say, Franco civilians. I had to laugh. I said the time you're over here worried about, what I said, you should be over there training. Oh boy, I'm weak. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. The male 100 meters at trials is going to be interesting. Yes, it is. We will have a case where someone else puts what? Someone else puts off nowhere will pop. Okay, I think that's out. Someone else out of nowhere will pop and drop a fast time and make the team. I don't know if I'll see what I don't think so. I can't say I agree. I don't think we'll see what we saw last year because I think that the people that came out of nowhere came last year. And those out of nowhere people are looking to build on that performance this year. That's my thought. Kishane Thompson will scare civil at trials. Guys, it's 3 people make the team. 3 people make the team. So as long as they're in 1, 2, 3, to me, it don't matter, right? We're who beats who. Now, clearly, we're going to be going crazy about the performance individually, right, for the athlete. But it's important to know that as long as an athlete is in top 3, anywhere from first to third, you make the team, and that is what is important, and that's what I want our athletes to focus on. Not necessarily going there to beat somebody, but to go there and win and be a part of the team, or place in top 3 and be a part of the team. Don't bother focus on what Oblique do, what Kishiana do, what Julian Forta do. Nothing. Just make sure you prepare to the best of your ability and go out there and run your best race. If the best race puts you in top 3, awesome. In her recent interview after the 22.69, she said she was healthy and training is going good and she'll be ready. They're managing and timing it right. Yep, she said that even at Oslo, was it Oslo? No, the press conference says she said it in the press conference. She didn't say it in those words, but she said she's trusting the coach and the process, which clearly means that they're trying to time things perfectly. So whilst in previous years she would have come out and just be killing it and running, super fast, all the time, Sherika Jackson's coach is now timing things perfectly, which is a bit different for her, but she's trusting the process, right? That's what I got from when she said what she said. So yeah, she said it from in the press conference. Noah Lyles took too long. No, that's how Noah Lyles runs. For his top end. I think it really showed that he got a bad start because clearly no Oblique Civil start was just so awesome. You know what I mean? I think if Oblique Civil had a normal start, his acceleration wouldn't have looked so crazy, or it wouldn't have shown, that Noah Lyle's start looked so bad. But I think it's only because Oblique Civil got such a good start, right? Um T Sherika looks bigger, and that's a concern. Yeah, but she can drop that in or what they call unload. She can unload that in no time. So I'm not really worried about it. And as I said, when I look at the nature of track and field in Jamaica, I'm not concerned. So I'm considering for Sherika Jackson to get to her best shape, especially over the 200 meters, Paris. Paris is what I'm thinking about for Sherika. And I know I promised the other video to talk about something that I'm thinking in my mind about Sherika Jackson. I didn't get to do it because other things have been going on with track and field. So I couldn't really focus on that. And I've been also wondering if I should still do it. I still feel like I should do it. So I'll probably do it one day next week. Because I think it's very important to the nature of probably what's going on in Jamaica. We'll put it into prayer. It I got to take more than prayer. It I got to take execution. It's going to be between Kishan and Oblique. Yeah. I would like to see Stacey and try out the 200 meters. I don't know. I think she probably need more speed for that. Elaine, 200 meters is non-existent. I mean, if you want to say so, simply. Maths. You know how I feel about the cousin. I have no problem with Dina. Off the track, great, love Dina. But when it comes on the track, it has nothing to do with anything personal against Dina or any other athlete. I hear a lot of people saying cousin Talu or auntie Talu or who else? Child Gabby Thomas, all of these other people that have some kind of connection to Jamaica. They all say cousin or some kind of relation to, you know what I mean? But again, when it comes to the track, all I see is black, green, and gold. And if I don't see black, green, and gold beside your name, yeah, we're not cousins. Oh my gosh. Hey Lance, what's up? Them probably gone a different planet cause them shame and look stupid. Them eyed proper. Oh my gosh. See, if I watch the race, so Sekishina come with pepper on his feet. I'm sure everybody has seen that race, but I don't think Kishane is coming with pepper because of that race. I think whatever Kishane is coming with is Kishane was ready to do that anyway, regardless of Oblique. That's true, T. You need to get a media pass. You're in the media and a celebrity now. And not a spectator. As long as I get the celebrity pass. Dandina, stop letting me speak nonsense. As long as I get the media pass, then for sure I'll be at the trials. But if I don't get it, guys, I'm gonna be sitting here. I can't go to trials just to sit in the stands. That makes no sense to me. So, but as I said, I've already applied for it. I don't know how long they take to issue them out or what, but I'm just waiting and seeing. Hey Richard, what's up? You see the thing with Puma, how them spell Sherika name wrong in the commercial poster? I saw it. I did see it and I thought to myself, child, these people, it's probably the European version of Sherika. Not to give them a pass or anything, you know what I mean? I think I saw somebody in the comment section say they believe that Puma is being too cheap and depending too much on AI, which is why they're probably making those blunders. Because if they had somebody going over what they were doing, then such a blunder wouldn't have been made. I don't know if somebody isn't looking over it, because whether or not you develop something through AI, somebody has to pass it and say, okay, that's cool. It's not just somebody randomly making something and just publishing it. It has to get okayed by everybody, you know what I mean, in their team. So I just don't know how the misspelling went by and nobody saw it. That's strange to me. Also, did they not show Sharika's team before they posted it as well? Do athletes do people in commercials get to see the commercials before they're posted? That's a good question. Kishane isn't beating Oblique, not this year. As long as they're in top 3, as long as we send the best people, I'm Gucci. Maxi owes a couple people $200. Oh, that's why he's hiding. That's why See, it's not ad because him want money. Maxie, come pay up. Me knows so you're there. Me knows you in the building. Come pay the people them money. I feel away too. Goodbye, beautiful people. I have work to go to. All right. Thank you for being here, Christina. Have a good day at work or good night. We'll catch you, of course, on another side. Um, and you can always catch the playback. Um, Are you one of them T who feel frightened by Laos threat to Oblique? No, I love it. It's exciting. It is exciting. And for a while, we've been waiting for some kind of excitement to develop in the sport, and we got it. What are we complaining about? I'm here for it. Threaten us all we want. We want to hear those things so that we can have something to talk about and then come beat you up over and then say, hey, wait did us know? Wait did us know? See you in Paris. Wait did one another beating? Here you go. A side order beating. Here you go. You can take it. A nice side order of beating. Um, Shakia Jackson, disrespect, yes, for sure. Some people I say when she start perform like Sharika, we know they will start call her by her real name again. So you think it's because she's not running so fast why they did why that happened? I don't know, guys. I've just been feeling weird by everybody that's just been talking about Jamaicans. Either, the fact that they're ignoring us, right? And then when we perform, they just say some weird stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, was this always the case? I don't recall this. It's feeling kind of weird. Um, Candy him still a man? What? Candy him still a him? Then put out another alert for him. Oh, are we talking about Mike C? I don't know. I'm lost. Um, Oblique has natural speed. The man super fast, so I hope he stays healthy and manages races properly. I hope so as well. Just reach where you think Elaine I got the Sunday. Me think she got bust the place. She better bust the place. Tibeta was the place. That's all I know. Because, and that's another conversation I had with my sister last evening. She's of the belief that, she don't know what one. She believes that one, Elaine looks, in perfect health in terms of she looks fit and ready to go fast, but she can't explain why she ran the way she ran, right? And she doesn't believe the narratives that people are spinning. That one, she went there for the money, or two, what and she didn't race, pretty much, right? She believes that there's something up. She doesn't know what, but something is up. For me personally, I'll say this, right? I'm not my sister, clearly. And when you kind of follow trending of certain athletes, and especially you check the mood and the vibe of what's going on. I don't get the vibe that there's anything wrong. I've been looking at again the little snippets that are being dropped, left, right, and center, and I still don't get the vibe that anything is wrong. Everything looks good to me. Plus the mere fact that she also came out and she hinted towards going to Eugene for the bag. For me personally, it tells me everything I need to know, right? It tells me that Elaine Thompson here is going to turn up. This is another good race. I love the fact that Aliyah Hobbs is in it. I love the fact that what's the other chick? Favorite Ophelia's in it, right? This is going to be a good test for her in this second run. I believe she can win. Times, I don't know, because if I'm supposed to go into times, I'll probably start telling you wild times, which goes back to where my original thinking is. But maybe I should be a bit more tempered. But I can't be tempered when I think about Elaine's new training setup and what that setup has done for the likes of a Shelley and Fraser Price. Yes, I know no two athletes are the same, but I can't not think of those things, right? You are going to think about the caliber athlete that one has gone into this program, what he's done for another caliber athlete, and how that caliber athlete was able to begin their season. Even when Shelley and Fraser Price was injured, let's go back to last season. Even when Shelley and Fraser Price was injured last year with her knee, she came out running 10.8s, right? So how can you all expect me to think he has a Elaine Thompson here that is good coming out running anything slow. I can't think anything other than great performance is coming. I'm not going to lie to y'all, and I'm not going to pretend that, hey, I'm thinking, no 10-8, no 10-9, no 11-second run. I'm not thinking nothing like that. So if you ask me about time and nobody asks me, because I'm going to tell you something a while. So with that said, let's just leave it there. I think she's going to win, and whatever time comes. But for me personally, just going off everything that I know, there's no way I'm thinking normal. We can't think normal when it comes to Elaine and Ronaldo Walcott going off the history with Shelley and Fraser Price. I can't think anything normal. I apologize. No, I'm not sorry. That's just how it is. Thank you for the $9.99 super sticker, Richard. I appreciate it. Where am I? Real. See, can you imagine how Noah and the Americans would have been behaving? Oh my, look here, you see when Shakiri win? Them drag me through the mud, O'Shane. Them drag me all over YouTube, so by me little Russia string them. Them just said so, and them said, come girl, and them just all me way. And I had to take it. I had to take it. I couldn't say nothing, because guess what? We lose. We lose in the race, and me have to hold the L there. So what them have to hold for them L? If he remains healthy, I'm confident Oblique Civil will run mid to low. Now, look here, me I think something crazier than 970 now. My mind I start spin when me I think about what him say. The first race for him run. This is the first race, guys. A first race this. Think about what everybody else are run in a for them first race. They have been incrementally getting faster. Even Noah Lyles, he's coming from a 10 seconds, multiple 10-second runs before he dropped down to this 9-8. But Oblique Civil just start out BAPS 9-8. Y'all feel me? Y'all are feeling me? Me I think crazy things, you know. No, know me already, you know. No, know me already. Me think wild things. No, I'm too loud. Okay, let me turn down my audio. Let me turn down my audio. No, let me not turn it down here. Let me go into my settings. I can't please y'all guys. I'm either too loud, either too. Anyway, good. I've turned it down to 50%. How am I? I hope I'm not too loud now. If Oblique run through the line, he can't lose for sure. That's my opinion too. I mean, separate apart from if somebody just comes faster, right? Which I'm hoping that Jamaica has two real big guns heading to the Olympic Games that will medal. So if Kishian come out with nothing better than what Oblique Civil have won with, then it's gonna be a tussle. But I'm here for it because of Jamaica. Miss the same way. 972 to 974, hopefully. Him said the look over is for the Americans, not just for Noah. As I said, I'm eating it up. I'm eating it up. Noah corralled everyone else on his arc except for one Oblique Civil. Is Nkrumah running that in Nash? I assume as long as he's healthy, sure. I saw him recently. He lost to what's that young man that is also running well. And he ran a personal best. So we have a lot of little young people coming through, guys. A lot of little young people coming through. So it's gonna be exciting times ahead. It's gonna take a little while for them to clearly, graduate to the 9-8s, you know what I mean, or sub 10s. But I'm loving what I'm seeing with the young people coming through. Exactly. This needs to be the last look back for the rest of the season. He better start running through the line. This needs to be it, and that is it. That's my take. All civilian needs is to approach the Olympics with confidence. I think this gave him a confidence booster he needed. Well, apparently Noah was expecting a slower gun. As I said, from a personal standpoint, it's not something I prefer. And I think I don't remember who was I listening to. What's his name on Sportsmax? I think his take was the fact that he believes, and it's it's the same thing I was saying, which is interesting. It seems we have similar thought processes. But anyway, he was saying on Sportsmax recently that he thinks that there's a thing where Jamaicans have developed, the starter has let the athletes go off, or not try to hold them too long to prevent issues, because the longer they stay is the more susceptible they are to false starting. And it's something I have seen, not just something from a local standpoint, but internationally. When they have them in the blocks too long, when they say that set and then they just have them in set for 10,000 years, to me, I've seen where issues develop after that. So as soon as you say set, just go. We're not in the blah blah and the waiting, just send them off, let them go on board the business and run them a race. But the longer you hold them is the more problems I've seen. And he's also seen the same thing. So I'm not just making this up. And just so y'all know, I said this before he said it, okay? Because I know some of y'all have this thing, we're on a bright and I tell me, say me I regurgitate what other people are saying. I was like, say what now? The big T? Are you crazy? No, friend, I will let Kishane be the mystery. Well, a child is right around the corner, Shireen. I don't think him can be mysterious for any longer. Well, Glenn Mills saw something in training with Oblique. Reasons why Coach Mills say he can run 9.6. But he said this from about 2 years ago, 2 3 years ago. He said it's a long time ago. I don't even remember how long ago, but he said it's a long time ago. Oblique is unnaturally fast youth. Mills does well with natural speed. He knows how to enhance the organic speed. Oblique has more to come for sure, but he has to remain healthy. For sure, he has to remain healthy. Civilian can run 9.6. Of a truth. I'm lost. All those who saying Kishane will beat Oblique at trials, it's not happening. Guys, either way you spin it. You know what I mean? I think both of them are great athletes and it would be great to have them on the team, but I make no mistakes about it. Whoever makes Team Jamaica, them we're gonna watch out for, right. Javari was the one I was trying to remember. Javari was the one that I saw. I think he took down Nkrumah in that race recently. So we have a lot of young people coming through for sure. Fabian said fourth will make the team. Guys, me not say fourth since he run at the 10:02. So me don't know what going. Me don't know if he get back injured. Me don't know. But he looks good in that 10:02 and he has a possibility as well of making the team. For sure. Nolan Miller, in 1 week you can lose weight. Trust Frano. The person you cannot trust, huh? Is Sharika. Until she developed that sniper mentality, she will be packing. Shireen, I'm a bit confused. What do you mean I can't trust Sharika? Come on. I told you that Noah Cold and come Akeem. I told you that Noah Cold and the rest of the world could be beaten. You have to work on your starts and mid race. I don't think Akeem's start is the problem. Well, to be fair, Akeem's race plan has been fluctuating. But to be fair, I don't think his major issue is the start. If I think about it really hard, I think it's the end. For the most part, he gets his start right. But his last 40 is not that strong. For sure. Well, at least we haven't seen it this season. We've seen it in previous years, but not this year. Especially last year we saw it. But let's see if they're just timing things for the trials. Once everything is time for the trials, then we will see the best of Akeem Blake there. And then we start to think, remember, guys, it's only 3 spots. Based on what y'all are saying, there are 4 supposed strong contenders for a spot. Oblique Seville, Kishane, Akeem, and also Julian, right? Let's see how it goes at trials. And just to remind the chat that Noah has never gone faster than Seville's. Yes, that's what we said earlier on. Definitely has never gone faster. He'd had to have run a personal best to defeat him. For sure. Like every trial, something unexpected always happens. Prepare yourself for the disappointment that may occur. But is that from an unknown person? I don't necessarily think it's from an unknown. I don't know if there's a man right now that's going to come out of nowhere and completely shock. Like a brand new person, like we saw last year, Kishane and Watson just come out of nowhere. I don't know if we're gonna see that this year. And I won't lie to y'all. I don't think I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel that vibe. But then again, it's not like I felt it last year when they came out of nowhere because nobody knew about them. You know what I mean? But let's see. Let us see. Um, no, I didn't get the worst start. Zarnel's start was more slow. Yeah, Zarnel got the worst start for sure. Plus Darnell seems to have picked up an injury. We're wishing him, speedy recovery. Didn't really touch on him, but I want you all to know that I did realize that he got an injury, and I'm wishing him speedy recovery. Maxia, I didn't hear. I would like to see Sharika make a good, strong run at the 200-meter world record before Paris. Get it out of the way. No, sir. No. We need a good strong run in the finals at Paris. Yeah? If the world record broke, great. That's how we need the strongest run of the season. In the finals, because that's how we need goal. If after that then and she wanna go run fast anywhere else, super. We're here for it. But goal is what's important, and that's Paris. When I try go run a no circuit, go broke up yourself, and then when time come to run, we can't run. No. When I do that, true Sharika, true with Sharika, no more tired legs on her. I don't follow. Cousin Shakiri. Everybody a cousin for no lucky me not no cousin. They're on a rocky hill. The two of them sit up on a rocky hill and look out. And look out in the night sky, I open a wish for a star. You can't make this up. Week. See, incidentally, I heard Ray saying he's half Jamaican. With all these Americans being part Jamaican, then no full American is in America. Well, no full American is in America, clearly. From a black perspective, that is. They're not full American. They came from, Africa, all over the place, right? Then even us, we're not full Jamaican either. Right? But even no, then again, there's some people that are full Jamaican. But long story short is, right? Me not in that because there are too many of them, and as long as I don't see black, green, and gold, then we're not doing this. We're not doing this cousin thing, because at the end of the day, the bragging rights goes to that country. You know what I mean? And best believe when these people are doing their interviews, them not remember Jamaica. When them win them medal, them not remember Jamaica, them not remember them Jamaican granny or whoever that did whatever for them. All they're doing is talking about America, Great Britain, wherever else they come from. Why me gonna sit down there and hype up somebody when not even gonna remember we when they win? No, sir, I can't do that. So no lucky. I can't hype up whoever no want hype up. I'm not doing it. Me now, I'm no cousin. And I mean on the track. I don't have no cousin on the track. Everything is cool off the track. On the track, no, I'm not playing those games. Maxi missing Ananda alert. Now put on Ananda alert for Maxi. Maxi go on where I go. It's your mic. I don't have a mic plugged in right now, unfortunately. StreamYard is bugging. I'm gonna figure some other stuff out. So just wait, just give me some time. From this day forward, T will be known as Celebrity T a week. Make me a chat madness. T, what's going on for the 4x4 men? Right now, see Antonio Watson injured. What would they go do? Me not think we're gonna have no team. It's a sad reality, but look like it's gonna make. Right now, we have only one man that has run sub 44. That now go cut it. We have some collegiates that we can depend on that are running fast, but not even them run sub 44 all now. As a matter of fact, I don't believe any have been close to sub 45. I'm waiting to see what happened at the NCAA championships. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over there right now, go look what going on the men's 400 meters. Where the page there is supposed to done. All right, it's under review, but anyway, I'm going to look. I'm going to look if we make it through. God. Okay, Javon Powell make it through. Raheem Hills make it through. So two Jamaicans made it through. One running 45.17 and the other one running 45.59. Me don't know if when you put me guys, just put it away. Yeah, we're not gonna have no 4x4 main team. That's just how it looks to me. Me not think we're gonna have none. Um, I think I read that already. Exactly. Meal deal and side order. You might get a proper meal deal and side order. I'm gonna get a double dose of whoppings in a Paris. But I'm here for it. I love the excitement, as I said. I don't have a problem with anything Noah said. As it relates to seeing him in Paris and stuff like that, it gets us talking, and that's what you need. You need engagement. In every sport, you need engagement, and that's what's happening now. I don't know why track and field people seem so boring sometimes, but I'm telling you, well, no, I go find the boringness around here, you know. Some are just too boring. Oh, we need to stop talking about this now. Oh, like it's so funny. What was it? Y'all know I love Elaine, right? And Elaine came last in Eugene. And I remember somebody said, why am I saying Elaine came last? Somebody said, no, Elaine come. Myself, what if you say Elaine come last? Like Elaine never come last. Elaine came last, guys. You guys are crazy. You guys are too much sometimes when it comes to, how we need to say what we need to say. Like something wrong with saying if Elaine come. If Elaine come last, Elaine come last. End of story. You know what I mean? Are we writing off Elaine? No, that's a whole different story. If you want to say me, I write off Elaine, whatever. Well, clearly that's something I've never said. But if that's where you are coming from, I get it. But if just points out say Elaine come last, I don't find a problem with it. I'm like, all right. Some of you can't be pleased. Some of you cannot be pleased and just want to hear boring track and field and just want us to make everything sound cookie cutter and perfect. I'm like, which world are y'all living in? That doesn't exist. So track Twitter fans, me a talk to you. I don't even remember what was the last thing you said, Jordan, to be fair. See, they have to give you a pass. You are the most respected face in Jamaican athletics reporting. This coming from a Bayesian. Listen, Brian, I'm hoping I get it. As I said, I applied. I just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. And there's no guarantee. That's the other thing that they did point out, that there's no guarantee you get it. So when stuff like that, when you hear stuff like that, you just have to go and do so. You know what I mean? Elaine still holds the Olympic record, 200-meter record, as a living. Yeah, she has both records actually, the 100 meters and the 200 meters. No. She doesn't have the Olympic record in the two. Flojo has that. That record was done at the Olympics. That 21.34 was done at the Olympic Games. So no, she doesn't have. She has the 100 though. No, T, I'm talking about track teacher fans. They're the ones saying that. I'm saying what again? Remind me, Jordan. I've moved on. Sorry, I completely forgot what that was about. T coach was talking about Maxi referring to the Ananda alert, hoping them find him. Make him stay last. Make him stay last. We're not trying to find him over here. Him and Rocky Hill need to stay last, because you see when nothing go on, them come and them drag 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 and them jeer we and them laugh after we, until we say we are clown, until we say we're this, until we say we are that. When they're ready to face the music, they're missing. I'm not about to turn up again then. I'm not about to turn up again when good times come for America. I'm not about to turn up. I remember Maxi said Jamaican and you see him last. I told y'all that he was a, what you call that something there? That thing where they trick people online. Gosh, I'm forgetting the name. Whatever it is. T. Maxi made bets with a lot of people on Saturday against Oblique Seville, and now people are hunting him down for their money. Or don't put the man in debt, the man probably have to go sell him house. I rewatched the Diamond League in London last year. This wasn't too far out from the World Championships, and Sherika looks like she was jogging. And had no intention of winning that race. Which race was that now? I don't even remember which one that was. Because all of Sharika's races were impressive last year, to be fair. All of the 200 meters, even the ones that weren't, you know, even the ones where she, finished and she was, blaring her eyes open like she was surprised because she was in heavy training and ran really fast, right? All the races were impressive. All the 200-meter races were impressive. So I don't know. And she hasn't lost any. So I don't even know what you mean when you said no intention of winning. Did she lose? Which race are we talking about? Is it the 100? Question I see all lady making Shakiri win in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. This is a no. When Shakiri come on the curve, she's behind and finds speed when what? Guys, I don't even know what I'm reading. And find speed to win and coming from behind and slowing down to win. Top general, I don't know what I just read. My opinion of Elaine, she's only has two speeds, hurt and fast. She doesn't look hurt to me, so I'm assuming fast. That's my thing as well. And then when you pair it with everything else, there's no way I can't think anything normal when it comes to Elaine. So me don't know one if you say me can't say, oh, Elaine I go run, that to me Elaine never gives me that. So I don't know. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Sanchez. A large majority of Jamaicans are highly reactive to a single race and are mere spectators. Are you saying that we're too jubilant over the win and should be more focused on, Paris? I can't fault you there. Booting ET extraterrestrial New York Grand Prix 1088 to start. I mean, as I said, guys, if y'all want to throw times out there, that sounds too normal to me, but let's see. What did Maxie say? Because I saw people calling him. Apparently, he owes them money and he's hiding. He's hiding. And I know he's watching, I know Maxie's watching. But Maxie, I hide a note. ETH basically cried last year in her post-race interview. Look at her this year. She's fine. She only needs a little double D40. I would say to people that if you want to know what's going on with Elaine Thompson, you're looking at her eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You know what I mean? And to me, she seems perfectly fine. Not just from a physical standpoint, looking at her, but even just just looking at her, the type of energy you're getting from her. That Elaine Thompson here, that even before trials, she was crying. She was holding back tears before trials. I don't know if you guys remember when she came out and she ran that race, must be 2 weeks or a week before trials. She was crying then, and she was talking about how hard stuff has been, and she was saying she doesn't even want to talk because if she talks, she's gonna start crying, right? I can never forget that interview. So you can tell when stuff aren't going good with her. Where's your sister T? Because of her timing, guys, it's hard for her to be a part of the show going forward any at all. I mean, if she's available and if she wants to come on, she can definitely come on, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. So don't look forward to seeing her because she's very busy. Her hours, that is, and she drives a long way to and from work, right? So by the time she gets home, she just has enough time to take care of herself and get some rest for the day, the next day, right? So with that said, if she comes on ever, sure. But if not, then it is what it is, guys. First 100-meter race. Are we talking about Oblique Civil? Because it's not the first for Elaine. Civil had also said that he stopped his training for a while, which is why I said that. Stopping training for a while, barely getting any preparation for Rachel's, running 9.82, it's giving 9.6. Call me crazy. T in a really good mood today. Aren't I always in a good mood? What am I? Some kind of angry bot? I'm always in a good mood, guys. Always. I don't think Elaine can beat Sharika in the 200 meters. No, but if Elaine stay in her peripheral, she will push her to break the world record. I think going, and again, I'm going to go back to something Stephen Francis said from 2021, where he talked about Sharika being the only person that can defeat an Elaine. The reverse is true. in my opinion. Guys, not even Gatlin run 9-6. Stop throwing around these times like they're easy. I don't think I recall saying the time was easy, but it's giving 9-6. T, how confident are you that Akeem and Johan Blake? What do you mean how confident I am? What are you talking about? You're making it look like I'm Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, just looking over and saying, I'm writing this down in the books. This will happen in the future. No, child, I don't know. And things look very bleak from a Johan Blake perspective. So I don't even know if Johan Blake is going to make the relay team. That's a stretch, right? No, Akeem clearly has a shot of making the individual team, but again, he's up against the likes of an Oblique. Potentially, Kishane, we don't know how he is from a health perspective, but we're assuming that he's going to be good. Also, Julian Fort as well. We don't know how he is from a health perspective, but we're assuming he's good. Yeah, those are the three major contenders that we're thinking about. But there are also the other people that will turn up. The Rohan Watsons could probably turn up. He hasn't looked anything special all season, but when I think back to last year, what was Rohan Watson doing? I don't recall Rohan Watson doing anything either. So he could pop up, you know what I mean? Ryan Fords could pop up. Some of the younger people could pop out, and do something. So there's a lot to consider when you say making the team, guys, which is why I'm saying, you know what I mean? There's nothing set in stone. I can only say for certain if Oblique Seville is healthy and Kishane Thompson is healthy, those are the only two people that I can call and say they will make the team, right? Everybody else, it's going to be tough. Hey, Quasi, what's up? It's not just Maxi missing. Where's Sprint Queen and Facts and Reality? No, Facts and Reality is gonna be here when you're talking about Elaine, to tell you that Elaine is done and dusted and dried up. Sprint Queen. I'm not sure about Sprint Queen. But I don't know. I don't think I recall Facts and Reality actually saying anything bad about Oblique Seville. All I know, he harps and harps and harps on Elaine. Listen, I stopped reading his comments. So if he says something weird about Oblique, I don't know, because I ignore him going forward. I swear I ignore him. Oh, see, Facts not Reality here. He says right here. I'm right here, and what I should be ashamed about. Has Elaine done anything for me to be? What did I say? Who said this? Candy, what did I tell you? The only time facts and reality has something negative to say when it's about Elaine, and here he comes. He is right here. So as I said, nothing is going on about Elaine for him to even mention. So there's no need for him to talk. But as soon as you make mention of Elaine doing anything great, he's ready. He's ready to reel off how much she's already buried under the ground. I have Fort beating Akeem at trials for third. It's going to be Oblique and Kishane and Fort in the top three. That's a possibility, right? But I'm not gonna lie. I leave one spot open for anybody. I can only call two spots right now. I don't think I'm gonna go as far as calling three, unless I see and Julian Fort do something that gives me the confidence that regardless of whatever anybody else does, he'll be in top three. Then I'll count it. I haven't seen that yet. Yes, he has looked good. Yes, he has beat Akeem Blake, but to me, it doesn't solidify himself in a spot on the team personally. That's not how I see it. I think that third lane right now is very much open, and two may be open depending on if Kishane is healthy. If Kishane is healthy, then it's not open in my opinion. But if he is not healthy, then to me it's open, right? So we have to see what happens at trials, but I don't know. I don't think there's a clear distinguishment between anybody else other than Oblique Seville right now. And we're going off what we saw from Kishane in previous years, one plus his start we saw earlier, in that 100-meter race that he attempted. So we're just going off those things to say that, okay, as long as he's healthy, he's going to come and destroy, right? But we haven't really seen a race out of him just yet. So we still have to wait and see. So to be fair, the only one that is secure is probably Oblique. And he has his injury issues that he spoke about as well. So all of that is, so wild. When I think about Oblique Seville that I saw last year prior to the trials and the Oblique that turned up at trials, you remember that? That was an Oblique Seville that came third. Don't forget that. Oblique Civil came third last year, barely making the team. You know what I mean? So you have to keep all these things into your mind when you're talking about who makes the team, because some of them, unfortunately, are injury prone, and Oblique and Kishane are injury prone. 1 minute you see them, they run good, next second they're out, right? So we're just hoping for the best, though. I'm hoping that they all turn up well. And if they turn up well, I think 2 spots are already taken. Let's see what happens for the third. Akeem, in his own head, he's not confident. I think he's been struggling a bit, I won't lie, mentally, because those false starts are throwing me as well. I don't like when I see athletes false starting too much. So let's see. Fort better change his name from no one to first. Sanchez Blake, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. We're acting like Oblique habitually looks back. Clearly, this was a direct message to a specific. Sanchez, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. But in case you don't know, Oblique Seville habitually looks to the left and right. That is something he has habitually done from he was in high school, champs days, and it has not stopped. And it's part of the reason why most people, as I said, track and field enthusiasts are having a problem with the fact that he did it again in this particular critical race, right? For me personally, the races that he has ran so far this season, he has not done it except this one with Noah Lads. And I said, for me personally, I'm giving him a bye. I'm eating it up. I'm enjoying the moment. But going forward, he needs to run through the line. But Sanchez, we're not going to rewrite history. He has a bad habit of doing it. He definitely has a bad habit of doing it. The fourth can do the relay, LOL. The what? Who is the fourth? What? The fourth can do the relay? See, anything is possible. Are we talking about the men's 4x4? Look here. It look bleak, that's why I know. I can't lie to you guys. It look bleak. So let's see. The commentator had said that Noah got a great start. But Akeem had a better because he was ahead. I think you mean Noah. I think you mean Oblique. Okay, guys. This is my thing. A lot of times when commentators are, before they call the race, they go through how they think the race is going to go. Let's put it that way. So as soon as the gun goes off, you may hear them call to somebody. Case in point, let me give you the Olympic Games with Shelley and Fraser Price versus Elaine Thompson here back in 2021. The commentator kept saying, and Shelley. That time, Elaine was all the way ahead because they preempted that Shelley would be the one in the lead, right? Not until they got way to the end of the race did they start mentioning Elaine Thompson here, right? So when you go into races like that, then you'll find commentators say stuff like that sometimes. That's because they've already gone over their race plan and how they believe it's going to go, right? No. Personally, when I looked at it, I didn't see the great start the commentator was talking about. So that's why I'm saying that that's probably because he already went over his race plan and that's how he thought it was going to go. So immediately he said, and Noah Lyles gets a great start. As soon as the race, well, don't get me wrong, I was there live doing it and I said, immediately as soon as the race started, I said, and Oblique gets a great start because I wasn't preempting anything. I was going in blind and I was just looking at the field, as a blank slate, and that's where I'm going. A lot of times commentators don't do that. They practice beforehand. Even what is his name? The one from America, well, not America, the one from Trinidad that does it on NBC. He talks about it all the while. He said all those famous quotes that he has made about, no, what's his name? Usain Bolt turning a corner. Those are all things that he pre-wrote down. He wrote down those things before so that when the race was being called, he could say them, right? So when that happens, you will see that if it doesn't go that way, you can blatantly see that, hold up, something isn't right. But if you get it on point, then it can come off as something epic, right? But I think that's probably what happened in this race. I think he probably wrote down how he thought the race would go and was calling it in that way, and that's not really what was going on the track. Sorry, but Elaine is not going to run anything super fast until the Olympics. She is just building herself right now. She says that she doesn't want to put any pressure on herself as the Olympic champion. Well, the last time I checked, Elaine keeps saying she's the pressure, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. Guys, please remember to be hitting the like. Facts and realities. You are a Noah fan saying he was going to win. He lost. Good, you are here. Take your beating in stride. I didn't know he said that. So that's interesting, right? Because I know it's funny, isn't Facts and Reality Jamaican? Right? So it's interesting that he was carrying Noah Lyles. But yeah, you're here for your beating. Facts Not Reality. Take it. Y'all hold your L's. Sharika just needs to run through the line this Olympics. She needs to not underestimate anybody. If you're talking about that 100 meters, yeah, anybody can come through. Everybody's in the finals to win. You don't know who's going to come through and surprise you, for sure. I want Oblique to get better over the 200 meters because Noah will be a problem in the two, for sure. I agree. I agree with you, T. I'm with you, T. No cousins on the track. None on the track at all. Only Richard Ross and Gabby have openly said everyone knows they're Jamaican. And which flag do they represent when they're on the track? That's all I will say. Me and Noah fan, me said he will win. Facts and reality saying he didn't say he was a Noah fan. He said you're mistaking me with somebody else. Okay. We can call the men's 4x4 team DEAD. That DEAD. I have to agree with you, Dondino. Look like it'll go on a towel. Jamaicans always want to adopt others. Some people don't even talk about them having Jamaican in their blood. Let me tell you who doesn't do it. There's an athlete that doesn't do it. I'm not going to call name. There's an athlete that does not do it. And everywhere I see Jamaicans swearing up and down for this athlete, saying that this athlete is Jamaican. And I have never heard it out of the athlete's mouth. Them talk about their Jamaican heritage. And you think I'm here going to run up and say, oh, we're cousins? It's all right. It's cool. You can stay over there. I'm good. I'm weak. Voice of Candy, he's denying it. Prodigals, Oblique has is a habitual side looker, looking for the competition and not running through the line. It's generally not a steer down. That was for Noah. Yeah, no, it's generally not a steer down, but he habitually looks to the left. Even, it's so funny. There's a 60-meter race last year that he ran in. I'll never forget it. And I did a front-on shot in the video, and I showed you all. Akeem Blake was looking straight forward. Johan Blake was looking straight forward, and Oblique Civil looking to the side. I'm sure y'all remember, and I lost my mind in the race. I think he eventually, did he win or did Akeem win? I don't remember who won that race. But I just remember losing it completely when I saw that. And I'm like, here we go again. Oblique Civil habitually looking around when he's supposed to be looking straight forward. So yes, he has that issue, guys. We're not going to pretend he doesn't have that issue. Again, for me personally, I enjoyed what I saw over the weekend, so I'm not going to knock it over him. But you also have to take other people's perspectives into consideration and say, hey, in this moment, you can't not say that they don't have a point, that this was the moment to run through the line. Forget all the other, 400 meters, 200-meter times earlier this season where he ran through the line. If there was any moment he should have ran through the line, it was this moment. And I can't fault people for thinking that, especially when you know that he habitually has the problem. It would have been good to see him in this important moment run through it to prove that I can do it against the best in the world. Because again, against the best in the world, he still hasn't run through the line. That is the point. Against the best in the world, he still has not run through the line. They will have to do a mixed relay. No, the mix, all the other relays have qualified. So the mixed relay qualified, the women's 4x4, the men's and women's 4x1. The only one that didn't qualify was the men's 4x4. Elaine came ninth, not last. All right, it's okay. We can't say what I want to say. Right, catfish. Maxi is a catfish. That's what I was looking for. He is definitely a catfish because he comes on here swearing up and down that he's Jamaican, and he's gone missing. So he would be excited that Oblique won. You know what I mean? Even if he was carrying Noah, he would be excited that Oblique won because he's Jamaican. But no, he's MIA. He's a catfish. He is a proper catfish. Oh Lord. Hey Shandon, what's up? It's always exciting to see the revamp of Chuck Rivalry, especially between JA and USA. I definitely think it gets people talking, JA versus America. I don't think I can recall any other rivalry being this popular in track and field. Maybe back in the day with the East Germans and those people, maybe it was something to talk about. But I didn't live through those, so I can't really make mention of it. But I just know that in present day, or as far back as I can remember, it's always been the talking point, Jamaica versus USA. Am I saying other countries didn't win? Sure, other countries won, but I've never heard like a significant rivalry in the sprints or just in any, as a matter of fact, there are rivalries in so many other events in the sport, and it doesn't sound this wild like it sounds with, Jamaica versus USA. When you look at the long distances, Kenya versus Ethiopia versus, I would throw in like a Sifan Hassan from Netherlands, you know what I mean? And maybe a one and two British people here and there. But I never hear that kind of significant rivalry, that gets everybody, hot. Jamaica versus, like you say, Jamaica versus USA, you will say, oh, Kenya versus Ethiopia, or it's Kenya versus the Netherlands, or whatever. And I've never heard this, right? So it's definitely something that gets the sport buzzing and gets people talking. And we need more of it. We definitely need Jamaica to continue to hold their space in sports. And also, I want for the powers that be, even if Jamaica isn't running our best, for a couple months, now start, shade way. And I say certain things online, I make me start side and I say, yo, I want to depend. Want to really depend. Because if I don't feel like say, me I go forget. Because me not go forget, because una go jump back on the bandwagon when we start beat up the rest of the world. Me no want sooner jump on no bandwagon around here. I'm just saying. Tell who won that Diamond League race. It was the one where Shakiri pulled out. It was the 100 meters. Oh, the one. Sharika's executions in the 100 meters last year were confusing because on one end, I understand what you're saying, Matt Kane. The whole goal was to make sure that the best execution came at the championships, right? So even when she was losing to Shakiri, we saw that she wasn't giving that 100% effort. She wasn't running through the line, stuff like that. She wasn't trying her hardest then, to put it that way, to defeat a Shakiri. But even in the moment when she was supposed to be doing it, she still didn't even fight, and Shakiri was busy there watching, Shelly, and everything went up in smoke. So yeah, she has to make sure that she's, running through the line. So I agree with that part. Maxi in the chat under a different name. I call himself Ninja Ninja Caller. Okay, I hear you. Stephen Gardner ran 45. Isn't he already sub 40? Isn't he already sub 40? 45 this season. What are you saying? And remember, it's a 4x4. We need four people that are good. We don't need only one, right? It's hard to put the workload on one athlete. Sometimes it won't work. Most times it won't work, right? And I think based on the time we need to run to qualify to get into those last two spots, you need at least three people sub 45. You can't just go with one. I don't think that's gonna work. Not no, what I really mean when Shakiri know she was going to win, she tend to slow down and not run through the line. Yeah, but that's because her momentum is carrying her through, right? She has that type of top end speed where once she gets going, even when she slows down, the momentum is still carrying her through the line. You know what I mean? So I get that point. Where am I? Okay, I think I'm lost. Why did my chat just jump? My chat just jumped and now I'm lost. Okay, I found it back. Um, don't ever count out Rowan Watson. Remember that the master. I'm not counting them out, but I'm just pointing out to people that hey, remember these people were nowhere last year and they popped up and just ran amazing. So I'm fully prepared for that. So even though I see the slow times this year, him living in the 10-2s, I'm not, saying, oh my God, he's done, because where was he last year? I don't even recall Rowan Watson before trials. I wasn't even looking in his direction before trials. You know what I mean? And at trials, he just popped up and ran a 991, right? So with that being said, winning the whole thing. So with that being said, I'm not underestimating anybody. I just think personally, two people I can say, if they're healthy, can pretty much secure their spot. And that third spot for me personally is in the air. Steve Garner ran a 44.4 today in Ostrava and was really gassed. His fitness is way down. 400 meters, men looking wide open for the taking. You mean it's looking like that young man from America will take it? You mean what's his name? Michael Gard, what's his name? Michael something. Michael Norman. Um Maxie is doing overtime to pay his debts. That better be what he's doing. That better be what he's doing. Is Antonio's injury so serious that he cannot be fully resolved and ready for trials? Well, he might be ready for trials, but trials is okay. The qualification date cutoff is the June 30th. You know when trials ends? June 30th, which means that after this, there's no more opportunity for us to qualify for that 4x4. So it's done and dusted, in my opinion. Um, let's go. That was fast. Laugh my ass off. Facts and reality. Get a notification anytime Elaine name it. The moment Elaine name mentioned, facts not reality turns up. I'm telling you, he just wants to hear Elaine and he's ready to pop off. I swear to you. Can't believe I missed so much of the show already. One thing I know, any healthy MVP athlete at trials, even if you don't know them, keep an eye on them. I agree. With Kishane Thompson, new and improved, fast start coupled with that massive top end speed, Oblique, have to get a good start to stop him. To me personally, the upswing that I see from Kishane, I believe that upswing can defeat an Oblique Seville, I won't lie, but everything has to come together in my opinion. So let's see. All I know is, long story short is, we have two solid sprinters once they're healthy. Hey Jamaican, what's up? Um, Sharon, hey Sharon, what's up? Yes, yes, he habitually has been doing it. Yeah, it's a habit, it's a bad habit, which is why a lot of people are upset about it. A lot of people are not cheering this moment on, and they're like, okay, we need this to stop right now. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Um, it's clear to me that Elaine might have suffered an early niggle, which resulted in the late start to her season. I don't think I can agree with that. I'm not saying that she didn't pick up a niggle. I'm saying, going off what I've seen from how Ronaldo handles his top, flight athletes. He tends to kind of just keep them, away for a good little while before they come out. You know what I mean? And even when they come out, they run at low key meets. You know what I mean? So with that said, I don't think I can positively say it's because of a niggle. Not saying that she didn't suffer a niggle at any particular point in time, because we know she's injury prone. She just has to be managing that. I just don't think it's bad to the point where, it caused her to really stop anything, that long, to, hinder her progress. So, you would say for the season. I think that they're doing what they're, need to do to make sure, one, their cards are held close to their chest, to come out again and strike when the time is required. And so far, Sharika, even though she's running, hasn't showed us anything. Elaine, even though she's running, hasn't shown us anything. And Shelly has not come out. And it's so wild, because I was watching an interview on, not we saw the interview. I was watching I think Morning Time on TVJ. I want to post on YouTube. You guys can go watch it. One where they had, what is his name from TVJ Sports? He's the deputy head of the sports department. He was talking about the Racers Grand Prix. Then they started talking about Shelly, and he said that he was asking, Bruce James and a few people that are close to Shelly, hey, when is Shelly going to run? And they're like, oh, this month. And they're like, and then some people are telling him Shelly's opening up her trials. You know what I mean? So it's like, everybody just keeping their cards close to their chest. And I think based on Shelly's running style, she's I think, I don't want to say the easiest one to figure out, but yeah, she's the easiest one to figure out because of how she runs. You know when she's ready, right? Because she will come out and give you that flying start, you know what I mean? And then cruise, you know what I mean? So you pretty much know when she's ready. So I think, she probably just wants to go to trials and shock everybody like everybody else is trying to do. Don't see Elaine do anything special. And Elaine is supposedly great. Well, in my opinion, she seems great, right? Sharika clearly still carrying some weight. She's there running, but is in no rush to do anything special because she doesn't want to give anything away either, and she's just trying to time everything perfectly. So, guys, listen, I just think it's a whole bunch of mind games going on right now, and we'll see these athletes when we have to see them, and that's trials. The men's 100 meters is open. No of these current sprinters will repeat. I mean, if you're talking about Olympics, then sure, it's open. I agree, it's open. For now, it's open for sure. I want to see what happens at the USA trials and the Jamaica trials. I think I can start probably, calling medals after that. It may not go that way clearly, but I'll probably start calling medals after that. But for now, it's open. I agree. I feel Oblique keeps up training. I feel if Oblique keeps up training, sustains no more injuries, he will beat Lyles in Paris. Sounds as if he ran faster than Lyles ever. No, it's not sounds as if he did. So Lyles' personal best is 9.83. Oblique Seville ran 9.82 to slow down and look around in Kingston. So that tells you that, that's something that Noah has never done. And if he wants to beat him, he has to go faster than that. That's for sure. But I believe that Noah Lyles, I talked about it from earlier this year. So just in case some of y'all forget, let me say it again. From earlier in this year, when he was running indoors, I said I believe Noah Lyles can go 9.7 this season, and I still believe he can go 9.7 this season. What I saw in that 100 meters tells me, once he gets to the national his trials there, we can get a 9.7 out of him, a high 9.7, and he's going to carry that shape into Paris. Your take on the Tara Woodhull video. What Tara Woodhull video? Is this something on Twitter? Give me a second. Let me dig it up right now. I know Tara Woodhull was making a bunch of nonsense, saying a bunch of nonsense online about, what went on with the starter and picking up for no one, all sort of nonsense. And it seems a few persons took her on, and now she's blocking people left, right, and center because apparently she's always been online bullying people, and then now she's making it sound like people are bullying her. And it just sounds like a whole bunch of, I've actually liked Tara over the years, but the more Tara starts to talk is the more I start to side eye her. I won't lie. She's starting to give me entitled American behavior, which is, a bit weird. She sounds very crazy sometimes with the things that come out of her mouth. Like, okay, one moment she's saying one thing and the next moment she's saying another thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make this thing up. This is the girl that was at the meeting telling a official that he can't see, or some crazy thing she was saying, right? So I don't even know what she's going on with, honestly. But what's the video? I don't know. I don't see no video. I'm looking at her timeline here. I don't see no video. But I'm just assuming that it goes off something Nola said. I honestly don't care. To be fair, I don't care. Yeah. Americans behave entitled to me sometimes, and I'm not going to give them the time of day. Tebogo has a chance. This is the problem, guys. Remember, Tebogo just lost his mother. We haven't seen him since. We don't know what this is going to do to him mentally, right? If physically he's still training, we don't know, nothing that's going on. So we just have to wait and see when it comes to Tebogo, but we're definitely wishing him all the best. This is a definite tough time for him in his life, and yeah, not easy at all. Tell which athlete which athlete what? Elaine ran at Eugene and apparently was feeling her body and also getting her mental space satisfied with her body's condition. Okay. I need a comment that Oblique looked at Noah in an oblique angle. LOL. What do you mean? Oblique and Asafa has the same type of problem. No, I don't think so. I think it's two different things. I think it's a bad habit that he's been carrying through from champs. He hasn't put it down. What happened with Asafa is different. Um, the way we GBJM love to call out heritage in the UK, we always uplift the Jamaicans. I was supporting Elaine all over UK runners at the Commonwealth Games. We're cousins for real. Listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie, especially when I listen to how British people speak, you can hear the Jamaican influence hard. Right? A lot of them are Jamaican. You can hear in their lingo just how they speak now. It's literally broken down from English and Patois mixed together, and it forms this whole new thing, right? So that makes me feel good clearly listening to it, and I do hear how British people rep Jamaicans all the time. But as I say, when it comes to sport, guys, just like in any other sport, I don't want you all to feel anyway. It's nothing personal. Um, if it was a football club that I'm representing, I will tell you the same thing. It's either it's Manchester United or it's nobody else. You know what I mean? I don't play those games. When it comes to anybody I'm supporting, it's West Indies or nobody else, right? I'm not gonna tell you, oh, I can go with Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka is whatever. No, I'm never going to feel that way, right? It's sport, and I'm always going to draw a line between who I support and everybody else is over there. Whatever goes on off the track, guys, I enjoy. You know what I mean? I enjoy seeing all these people come to Jamaica, enjoy what we have to offer. You know what I mean? But when it comes to sport, it is what it is. It's just black, green, and gold, and nothing else to me. And it's nothing personal against any of these athletes. I don't want you to think I don't like these athletes. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just that, yeah, I'm kind of territorial in a certain way. Sharika season started along the same route as Elaine Thompson era. I don't follow. Um, it's Sharika. If it's Shakiri, never said she was um. Actually, I think I did hear Shakiri say that one time. But no, it's not Shakiri. I'm talking. Oh no, it's not Shakiri. If it's Shakiri, I think I'm talking. It's not Shakiri. Oblique is definitely the most talented male sprinter going to Paris. I don't know if I would say most talented, but okay. Um, Coach Mills will have to start putting on horse racing blinders on Oblique. I agree with you, Dandy. He needs to put some of those things on Oblique. We can't bother with it. We're not wanting no more. No more looking over. Especially when I go on medal, we go off after. No more. Um, to be fair, Kenya versus Ethiopia is a big rivalry. No, it is, but it's not. To me, I don't hear it as a talking point. I don't hear, newspaper articles being written about it. I don't hear vlogs going back and forth talking about Kenya versus, Ethiopia, that rivalry. I don't hear that. So maybe I'm not paying attention to it, but I don't see that kind of, talk about their rivalry. So yes, on the track, I see the rivalry, which is why I made mention of it, but it's not something I believe that transcends the track and field. And we hear we're seeing consistent articles been written about it, and so forth. I don't get that. That's my point. Maybe it's happening and I just don't see it, but if I don't see it, means that it's not as big as it needs to be, right? And that's the point I'm trying to make. Or USA versus Canada. I don't hear anybody saying anything about USA versus Canada. Well, maybe okay. This is where I hear they probably talk about USA versus Canada during what's that thing called? The snow one, the Winter Olympics, right? Winter Olympics. During Winter Olympics, Canada really comes out in Winter Olympics. And I think that's the only time I hear like a big hoorah about Canada during the Olympics. But like during the regular Olympic Games, I mean, I see them in like, what's Canada big in? Maybe gymnastics and stuff like that. I don't know. And maybe synchronized swimming. Do they have a Canadian team in synchronized swimming? I don't know. But look here, I barely hear about Canada at the Olympic Games. But I know when it comes to Winter Olympics, it's a big thing for them. Easy win for Hubs this weekend in New York. Elaine is only a 11 second sprinter right now. Okay, Matt. Okay, Michael. Crystal slowly will be deadly at trials. I'm looking out for that for sure. Kishane looked really dangerous if healthy. Yeah, man, him look really dangerous. I can't say Oblique Civil defeats him. To how he looks right now, if he comes out, remember, I know he's already 9.85 in one season. If he comes out healthy with that type of improvement, that's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot, I believe, for Oblique to defeat him personally. And again, that's if he's healthy. So let's see what happens. The bashful and very confident Noah Lyles versus the silent assassin Oblique Civil is what men's track and field needs right now. Love them both, but my horn will be blowing for my fellow Caribbean. Yeah, I think Noah Lyles' personality just adds to it. And it takes a guy like Noah Lyles to be bold enough to even say something like that on Twitter. A lot of other athletes may be feeling it internally, so they may lose to somebody and they may say, watch me the next time I meet you. Watch when we walk up you at Paris. But guess what? Nobody knows. We don't know that they are saying that. We don't know that they're feeling that, right? So it takes a guy like Noah Lyles to really kick things off, to post on his Twitter, say, hey, at Oblique Seville, see you in Paris, right? That makes it exciting. And I'm glad somebody like, Oblique Seville's, not Oblique Seville, Noah Lads exists that is willing to, go out there and put the pressure on himself, really, because as somebody pointed out, who was I watching? I don't remember who I was watching, and they said, at the end of the day, the type of pressure that he's putting on himself to make sure that he lives up to his own expectations. He can't go home and sit down on his laurels because every day he's going to remember that he made that post on Twitter, right? It takes guts. It takes a lot of guts to do that, because that's a whole different level of pressure that you're putting on yourself, right? So I like what he's doing for sure, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Are we absolutely sure Kissing Star is that good, or was the other guy so bad? Start. Oh, he starts. Okay. Oh no, his start was phenomenal. He was flying. He was gone. It's not about the start being bad. He was good. You see that type of start that Oblique Civil got against Noah Lyles? It was one of those starts. He was gone, right? Oh, and you know what? That's actually going to be an interesting take. Maybe I should do a video on that, guys. Oblique versus Kishane. That start versus that supposed start. That's going to be crazy. And then you talk about their top ends. You can really split the difference. Wow. Wow. I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about that now, That's actually phenomenal. Both of them have phenomenal starts. Ditto to Crystal slowly. Might upset the apple cart. Apple charts. I don't know. Somebody has to not be in shape. Men's 100 meters will remain open for years to come. None of these current sprinters running 9.7. To be fair, Jamaican, that 9.8, as I said, was 9.7, and I'm calling it 9.7. It was a 9.7. He just shut down, which is why I kind of wanted him to also run through the line. And this is my personal preference. This has nothing to do with what my sister said, but to show the world, say you can't run 9.7 and have that pen paper put on. You see, once you run a 9.7, then you're not gonna win. Like, I could say 9.7 all I want, but at the end of the day, it's 9.8 on paper. You know what I mean? So for my personal little thing, I would have loved him to run through the line just for that. Shakiri is peaking, maybe. Peaking? I'm not sure I follow. Shakira's gonna be ready for trials, man. I don't know if she has any more runs before the American trials, but she's gonna be ready. Make no bones about that. She's gonna be ready. Solely will be a factor in 2028, not this Olympics, if she stays healthy and focused. I think before that, we're in 2024, definitely before that. I can't wait for Frano to give his state of the athletes interview during trials. See, a lot of the USA sprinters have not opened their season yet. Which American sprinters haven't opened their season? I've never liked her. She's corny. I don't know. I like her personality because she's funky. No, not funky, quirky. Well, funky can go to, but she has this kind of quirky personality that makes you excited watching her jump. But I don't know. She's getting kind of wild recently, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's going on with you, girl? Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with her, but I don't know. What's um what Oblique did in the race was foolishness. That habit of looking across before getting to the line has cost him before. Also robbed himself of a better time. Hopefully the coach corrects that. Ditto. Talking to the US sprinters, what happened to Tiana Daniels? You know, I haven't seen her this year, now that I think about it. I have not seen her this year. But you know what, guys? In general, USA sprinters don't be on the scene for long. Have you ever looked at it over the years? Their sprinters don't really have that type of life expectancy you see from Jamaican sprinters. You know, they tend to come around and fade very quickly. It's like they're in and out. I'm telling you which athlete came for 1 year and I'll never forget, and she just disappeared in 2020. Oh, 2015. 2015. Do you remember that American athlete? Her name always slips me. That was running the 200 meters. I believe she won at the USA trials. She just already disappeared after that. I think somebody was telling me after that she lost a parent, and then, you know, everything just kind of went downhill for her. You know what I mean? But honestly, I've seen a lot of American sprinters over the years literally come and go. They were roasting her on coaches' decks last night. Who? Tara? Listen, Tara's been acting wild recently now. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I see that she's blocking people that are calling her out online. Look here, I don't care that deep. I don't care that deep to go online and be saying anything to any of these athletes. You know what I mean? I just kind of look at them like, what's she talking about? Guys, I'm in my 30s. I'm not gonna think like a Tara. Tara is like a young girl. Maybe if I was, you know, like her at a young age, maybe I'll be, you know, wild with my thoughts too and say certain things. You know what I mean? But or maybe pay it attention, because I'm not you know, in that age bracket. I don't pay it attention. I couldn't care less. I move on with my life. I just notice that she says certain things and I just move on. Can't wait to see you on the big screens doing commentary tea. You're always entertaining. Praying for that. Elaine was dirt bouncing while running. That tell me she never took that race serious. I haven't heard dirt bounce in a while. That's so funny. Same here, T. Windows are draw. It's black, green, and gold. I will never put a foreigner before Jamaicans. Yeah, I can't do. I don't know why people expect it for track and field. Right? I don't know why people expect it for track and field, and I don't see them expect it for any other sport. Do you see how hard footballers go, football fans go for their whichever club they're supporting? You can't talk about Manchester United and Liverpool, and you Liverpool people them not get mad, and you understand what I mean? I try to say it's one big back and forth and rivalry thing going on. So it's kind of strange for me when it comes to track and field. Everybody's like, "Oh, come, let's go, brother and sister, chummy, chummy." Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm like, no, no, we're not doing that. I'm here to win. I'm here to destroy you. After I've destroyed you, okay, fine. We're not doing that. Oh my gosh. USA versus USSR. That was a rivalry like no other. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe back then, you could talk about that rivalry, but that's the only one I can think of. And because I didn't live it, I can't make mention of it. Um, Everybody's so focused on Shakiri and the big three, but you can't overlook Julian Alfred. Oh yeah, let's talk about that Julian Alfred race. It's so funny. As I said, I had a conversation with my sister last evening, and she said to me, "You see, you see, you see." She went, "You see, you see, you see." I told you how long that Julian Alfred was going to be a threat, and I said, "Look here, I never said Julian Alfred was never going to be a threat. I just said for no, I can't see your execution. You know." Past that 60 meters, there always seems to be an issue with her last 40. And what I saw over the weekend really told me at this particular point she was ready to challenge the other athletes that are, you know, executing their full 100 meters. You know what I mean? That was the first time I felt that. All the time, all the other times I felt like, okay, she was always going to give you a strong, you know, 60 and then start to fade after that, which is pretty much what we've always seen. But over the weekend, she didn't even get the best start, and she literally flew away. And she looked like she had so much more in reserve too. It was crazy. I enjoyed that run, and as I said, for the first time, I felt she's a threat. I didn't feel she was a threat prior to this. I always knew she was in the conversation, but if the big three are healthy, if Shakiri is healthy, you know what I mean? If Talu is healthy, the chances of her, you know, breaking into that were slim to none. You know what I mean? You probably have to be hoping for people to underperform for, you know, her to be on the medal podium. But what I saw over the weekend solidified to me that yes, she's ready to challenge. You know what I mean? Is it going to be easy? Hell no. Shakiri is going to be running her 10:6 or maybe faster. You never know. If Shelly is ready, Shelly is 10:6, and we don't know if she's going to come anything faster. Sharika is also 10:6. We don't know if she's going to come anything faster. Elaine is 10:5. We don't know if she's going to come any faster. She's going to be up. And okay, Talu is 10:7. And we don't know if she's going to come any faster, right? I do know that she's struggling with an injury right now. So let's see. I think she has time to the Olympic Games. I don't think she has to worry about the trials. Last time I checked, I don't think Ivory Coast has a trials. I don't know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But either way, she's going. I don't see them not sending her, right? So that said, she has a lot of time, hopefully, to get back ready. I know she was struggling with some kind of injury in her with her leg, right? That's why you see her performances, you know, a bit you know, going in the opposite direction from what we saw, you know, from World Relays coming to the Jamaica trials, Jamaica Invitational, right? So with that said, I'm not so sure about Talu right now, but if she's healthy, let's put it that way. You know what I mean? She still has an uphill, you know, battle in defeating them, but I still think she's in the conversation, and that's what you need. You need to be in the conversation. Some people are, you know, are just going to be lane fillers. It's bad to say this, but it's true. Some people are just lane fillers when they go to these Olympics, because unless Shakiri, Elaine, Shelly, Sharika, Talu underperformed, they're not getting anywhere close to the medals. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth of it. But she's putting herself in a position where she doesn't have to necessarily wait for them to underperform, you know, to get on the podium. And that's the thing. And I think it's great for her, 100%. And I love the race on Saturday. Excellent running, 10.78. Look here, you know, easy for run 10 to 10 minutes. I'm telling you all the while, you know, when you guys say to me, what's world class in the women's 100 meters, and I say, as long as you're running sub 11, for me, you're world class. Then you're like, no, 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 no. You have to be running 10:6. You have to be running 10:7. I said, okay, how many athletes present running now or in history have ever run 10:7 and faster? Most people are 10:9 sprinters. Most of the athletes that are performing are 10:9 sprinters. You can count on your hand. You know, the few that are 1:10.7 and faster are even 10:8. Most of them are 10:9. So with that being said, her running 10:7 was absolutely phenomenal. It was a great race. Crystal Slowly also running 10:9.9, absolutely phenomenal in that race. I think I'm gonna do a video on something else that my sister said. I think I'm gonna do a video on that one. I want you all to hear that particular perspective. It's very interesting, and I hope you all watch that particular breakdown that I give y'all on another topic that she was talking about, that she sees in a sense she sees a problem with Jamaica sprinting right now, or just not sprinting, or track and field in general. She thinks we're kind of living in the past. You know what I mean? And that's all I'll give away, because I plan to do it in a video. So yeah. Um Two Jamaicans made the NCAA 800-meter final for men. No, that's a good look. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna do a wrap-up video on it, guys, and post it in the morning. So yeah. Um I meant back in the day, Donovan Bailey was the top sprinter. Oh, okay, I get you. But I can't really say that was a was that really a Canada versus USA rivalry that, you know, got the whole, you know, athletics world talking? That's the question. That's an athlete versus an athlete, in my opinion. I don't know if that's, you know, Canada versus USA. I don't know. Fana will get Kishane to deliver, don't worry. People like Natasha haven't been looking any promising this year. What do you think? She didn't look promising last year. She didn't look promising last year either, and she came and she run one, she made the team, and two, she run 10:85. So Me, I wait for trials. Trials is what's going to tell us because I've been wanting to say, hey, these guys don't look impressive, but then I keep remembering what happened last year. I mean, I say, you know what? Maybe me I got to talk too fast. So let me see. $985 for half of season. What does that mean? Canada versus USA rivalry was Ben versus Carl versus Donovan versus Maurice. But my thing is, was it Canada versus USA or was it an athlete versus some athletes? That doesn't sound like Canada versus USA. That just sounds like an athlete in a moment in time, and that's the vibe I'm getting from that. The Jamaica versus USA spans, Usain Bolt. You know what I mean? It wasn't just one athlete; it was multiple athletes across multiple events. So I don't know. If you go back to 2008, I remember Gail Devers saying, and I'll never forget, this was a Jamaican coming out party. It wasn't just because of Usain Bolt winning the Blue Ribbon event. Yes, that had a lot to do with it, but Jamaica was out there winning the 100 meters for the men and women and 200 meters. Both. Men, women, 1 and 2, Jamaica won. Jamaica won 400-meter hurdles. Jamaica was just going wild in Beijing, right? And that is where I believe the whole Jamaica versus USA thing. And don't get me wrong, clearly what there was a VCB. Wait, hold up, stop. It started before VCB. Let me not even go there, right? But I'm saying I believe this whole rivalry really started in 2008. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the whole rivalry, Jamaica versus USA, started in 2008 when we had athletes in so many events that could actually win, dominating, you know what I mean? Or even just be medaling. Even the women's 400 meters. I remember Sharika Williams, right? I'll never forget that 400 meters, right? So when you consider those things, guys, that's what made it Jamaica versus USA. In my opinion, it wasn't just Usain Bolt or an athlete or one specific, event. I think it was a multitude of events, and our athletes just coming out and taking over. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys can always correct me, but that's just my view. Um, Canada has one of the best female sprinters right now in the world. Oh, to be fair, guys, I haven't been focusing on swimming recently. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know anything about swimming now. To be fair, since the last Olympics, that's probably the last time I watched swimming. I don't know why I haven't been watching swimming recently, but once the Olympics rolls around, for sure I'll be watching some swimming. No, T, he didn't shut down that much. At best, it would have been 981. Oh, heck no. Yeah, at least it would have been a 979. Tara, a good girl, but I will never forgive her go take up a snow puppy. You guys are beyond me. I have no problem with that. Um, she smells funky. Who smells funky? What are you saying? Don't you know what? Okay, I think it's something I said. Do you know when people say you're funky? Like, what's that musical phrase? Isn't it funk? Don't they have a musical genre called funk? Am I mistaken? Yeah, I'm sure they have a musical genre called funk. It's not the Jamaican funky guys, and that we're talking about. I'm talking about the musical genre funk, where people say you're funky. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure there's a musical genre called funk, right? So, or is it punk? Whichever one. There's something, right? And that's the kind of vibe that she gives me. As I said, something that kind of quirky mentality, which I kind of like, but she seems to be going crazy recently. Um, we haven't seen people like Bracy Brummel. Brummel is injured, so we won't be seeing him. I think Bracy probably caught a case, allegedly. I think Bracy caught a case, that's why we're not seeing him. They probably soon report on it at some particular time, but I think he caught a case. Also, what is happening with Broadbell, and what are your thoughts on Abby? I think I heard recently that Abby picked up an injury. Sorry, I haven't gotten to look into it, so I can't really say much more about it. Broadbell actually, unfortunately, has the same issue I've been pointing out from day one. It's so funny that everything that I talked about from day one is really rearing their heads in 2024, very ugly. Um, even if he came second in that race, I have no problem. You know what I mean? His season opener. What I was really hoping for from a Rashid Broadbelt in 2024 was better technical execution over the hurdles, better technicality. I've been talking about this from the day one. I believe that once he cleans up, he can break the world record hands down. He's that talented. But to me, there's no growth technically over the event. I believe he slammed into every hurdle or almost every hurdle at the national championships. And if you want to beat, you know, Grant Holloway, even taking down your own fellow Jamaican, a hands of parchment, right? You have to be at your best. You know what I mean? Best technically over the event. You can't be slamming into hurdles, and think you're going to defeat them. That's not going to fly. And if it's one thing I have to give Americans credit for when it comes to the hurdles, is their technicality over it. I've talked about it over and over and over again at nauseum. And when I saw that race on, Saturday, I said, okay, guys, I know he came second. I know that's a season's best at fast. He's probably fastest ever season opener. You know what I mean? But I can't pretend like I liked what I saw technically in that race. I didn't. There was absolutely no growth. And I've been saying from a good while ago that, I don't know if Ronaldo needs to hire a specialist for the hurdles, to make sure that these athletes can technically execute. But Jamaica, and this is part of the reason why I said I'm also going to do a video on what my sister talked about in terms of Jamaica just not growing at the speed where America is growing. We need to start growing, and it's like we're stuck in a particular state. And I have to agree with her stance. Now, as I said, I'm not going to go into it too much because I want to do a video on it separately, right? But yeah, that is my take. I don't know, guys. I hate to be harsh, sometimes, but I just have to be harsh. Like, I didn't like the run. I wasn't excited seeing the run. I was actually disappointed seeing the run. I know he came second, and I know, as I said, this was probably his fastest ever season opener, but I was disappointed. I was like, there's no growth. There's no growth technically over the event. How are we going to take down a Grant Holloway? How are we gonna take down a Hands of Parchment? You know what I mean? If that's what he wants to do, he wants to win, right? I don't know, and maybe it's just race rust. Maybe as he runs, we'll see, him execute better technically. But this isn't boding well for me. You know what I mean? Even when I see, good hurdlers, running slow, they're always executing technically even when they're slow. You know what I mean? You rarely see them hitting over the hurdles, especially go look at some of the best women. You may see them lose races here and there, or when they even start their season, you may see them, down the pack. Let's look at Toby Amerson, the world record holder. You may see her start the season, and you may see her well down the pack and, take her time to incrementally get faster and faster. But there's one thing that always remains, and that she's technically, close to flawless, you'd say, over the hurdles, and that's what you want to see. So even if it's their season opener, even if they're not going to win, you still see them technically clean over the event, and that's what you want to see. You don't want to see, you athletes slamming into hurdles here, there, and everywhere, and that's the same problem he's had from day one. So I don't know, guys. I don't want to rant too much on this, because again, it's his first race, so let's see how things goes. But I just have to be honest. That's what I thought. You seem confused, Steve. State of his athletes. Oh, Fana does some kind of interview during every championships. I mean, I'm sure when we get to that point, he will talk about it. I'll just wait and see. You know what I mean? If I can get to speak to him, then yeah, for sure. Um, 30s, thought you were 27. No, girl. Or no, 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 man. I'm way into my 30s. Well up there. Not no young spring chicken. American sprinters usually not as hungry as Jamaicans. They have more options. I think after they get the bag, they may not be hungry. But Americans have this type of thing where, and that's what turns up at every Olympics, where I say they turn into ninjas. Once them done the America color there, the stars and stripes, they turn into monsters. And that's what I think Jamaicans don't have. Jamaicans don't turn into monsters when we hit the track. Americans look like they'll be willing to do anything to win. Jamaicans are not like that. You ever wonder how, and I think I pointed this out some time ago. I said it doesn't matter what. I rarely see an American go to a championships and underperform. They always overperform, give you something beyond our expectations, right? When it comes to Jamaicans, Oh, that is mercy. Especially when we are running really like on a business. Um, American sprinters usually not. Oh, I think I read this already. T has the skin of a 22-year-old. Good genes. Good genes. I got it from my mama. Okay. What can I say? T, you look like you're in your 20s. I hear that a lot. Actually, I hear that I look like a little girl. Like if you see me in my everyday life and how I dress, and how I walk around, people be like, okay, you look like any old child because some of these kids nowadays look like grown ass adults. So I look like any little girl. It is what it is. Um, I think track and field, like tennis, is an individual sport, not team. I understand it when it's the relays, but when it comes down to it, everyone for themselves, only the medal table is for the flag, in my opinion. Okay, but that's from the athlete's perspective. From the fans' perspective, we're looking at the athletes as a team. So I get what you're saying in terms of the athletes are going out there for themselves, but we're not the athletes. We're the fans watching them. So we're going to say, okay, we see Jamaica, we see Jamaica, we see Jamaica. And then we're looking at, their overall performances. So I get that point, but yeah, I'm not looking at it like that. The athletes certainly look at it like that, in my opinion, but not a fan, not me at least. Brummel has a snow bunny now, hence, oh Lord, guys, we're not gonna be racist here. What do you think about Brummel's first race on Saturday? Oh, well, I just went into that, Candy. Sorry. Seriously, you went to a track meet in Jamaica this year when Shakiri was taking pictures and signing autographs. Did you see Shakiri that day? No, she was far from where I was. If Oblique Seville attacked the line the way Noah did trying to catch him, Oblique would have run us 977. If he had attacked us, he would have definitely gone, well into 9 sevens, in my opinion. But it's hindsight. Hindsight is always 2020. It is what it is. That's I've always watched Julian's performance. Um, where was I? I think I just missed. Oh Lord, I got lost. Oh, I think I got it. Okay. I've always watched Julian's performance in the collegiate circuit. She will be fresh for the Olympics as she does not have trials. Yeah, for sure. T, you're the one that's always dropping 10 sevens early in the season. I'm always saying 10-7, not easy. Excuse me, Nolan. You hear me drop 10-7 for anybody, or do you see me use 10-7 for specific athletes? You only hear me talk about 10-7 and fast running for certain athletes, You don't hear me just randomly throwing out times. I know that's not true. I only say it for certain athletes. Sure, you'll hear me say it for like an Elaine or like a Shelly, you know what I mean? But you certainly don't hear me just randomly throwing out 10-7s. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I throw out 10-7s for Sharika. Just like 9-6 is not easy, for sure. Um, T, Brummel, Aaron Knight, and Marvin Brace, and a few others have not opened their season as yet. All right. I don't know if Bracy caught a case, but it's that I feel like people are hinting to that online, and it seems the same thing for Area 9 because everybody's wondering how he's just strangely missing. I know Brummel has picked up an injury. Brummel ran recently, but he picked up an injury. You guys probably just forgot. I think he ran maybe last week and he got injured, right? So he's out with an injury. But the other two, there's something suspicious going on. I don't know what it is, but the Americans are speaking in code on Twitter. You know me, I'm not trying to figure anything out. It just seems like something fishy is going on. The rivalry was always Flojo and Ati too. Okay. Ben Johnson, Canada versus Carl Lewis, America. Okay. T, you look good. You're glowing. Thank you. Hey, welcome, Jeff. I appreciate it. It was just athletes versus athletes. It was never Canada versus USA. Yeah, that's the vibe I got. I never got that it was Canada versus USA. I got that it was athlete versus athlete. You know what I mean? This is well, other than USA versus as I said, USSR or what's the other one that I mentioned? East Germany or something back in the day. This is the only other time, the Jamaica versus USA, the only time I've heard like a crazy rivalry that everybody just keeps going on and on about. Oh yes, that funk, LOL funk. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So I was talking about the genre, the music genre. In the 1970s, there was a music genre called funk. Funk also means smell bad in the US as well. Oh, it means smell bad in US too. Oh, I thought it meant only smell bad in Jamaica. Yeah, that's funny. Um, Grant's hurdling is pure art. That man's hurdling is impeccable. Yes, hitting all the hurdles was very disappointing. Mm, guys, like I don't know, man. The rivalry started when Jamaican athletes stormed Beijing T. Yeah, that's my opinion. Thanks, T. Thanks for the company. Looking forward to your next live feed. In how Oblique defeated Lies. I'm going to take with myself. Okay, well, thank you for joining, Dion. I appreciate it. Try to catch the rest of the playback later. I appreciate it. Good night. Carl Lewis versus Ben Johnson, Donovan Billy versus the World, Maurice Green versus the World. Is McLeod in the mix? Is that the women's 400 meters? Oh no, Omar McLeod. I need to see his first race first. Once I see his first run, then okay, I'll have a and not his first run, in Europe. I know he's been running in Europe. Many if you still want to run back this side against some stiffer competition. Right now, him not really run against nobody, so he looks good in my opinion, right? But I need to see him against some tougher competition to see where he is mentally, in the hurdles. Jamaica is not growing as America because we don't have the resources. I agree with that point. We don't have the resources, but there are things we can do to offset that. It's not just about, again, and I don't want to go in it too much, right? But yeah, I'll talk about it in another video, as I said. Broadbent has a lot of speed and he's coming off an injury. He's race rusty. Okay. If okay, I'll let it slide. As I said, it's his first race, but I can't tell you I was happy. T, would you ever move to America? I don't think so. I've had multiple opportunities to do so. I have so many family members that live there. My sister that I talked about lives there, as well, that you guys know, that was on the channel with me. Um, I don't think I want that lifestyle. I think I like being in my secluded Manchester, where I live like a hermit. I live like a hermit, guys. Make no mistakes about it. I'm literally a hermit. You know what I mean? So I don't think I will want to change that lifestyle ever. That's just how I am. Even when I go out on the streets, and I'm this type of bubbly person. You know what I mean? But honestly, on a day to day, I live like a hermit, and I don't want that to change. So no, I don't think so. Short people don't age fast. Maybe. I think it's a black thing though. Yeah, yeah. As O'Shane says, black don't crack. Hey Damari, what's good? Um T's so open with her age. Well, hinting it. Women normally hide their age. No, O'Shane, the reason why I don't hide my age is because people think I'm a child. And then they start to get disrespectful. And I've let y'all know, look here, I'm a grown ass woman, don't play with me. That's why I make mention of my age. But if it was the other way around and I looked well endowed and well matured, then no, I wouldn't be telling you about my age, because women don't like to talk about their age. But I talk about it because I don't want to take me like a pitney and come here with a bright self, come and feel like I can't step to me, because I can't step to me no dear. You understand? So I throw my age out there so y'all know, hold up, stop, me I size. Okay, get that straight. So that's why I do it. So guys, yeah, I have to throw it out there because otherwise, if I don't put it out there, I look like I'm like a pitney. You know how much time I go place and people think me like a pitney? I may have to look on them and I say, look here, don't play with me. But anyway, it's what it is. Hey Gunners boss, what's up? Um, Tunnel Vision says Americans have that mindset built in all sports from pre-teenage years. The mentally weak are cast out early, built for the big stage. I appreciate that for sure, and thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I agree with you 100% when it comes to that take. Show TXT some likes. Yeah, guys, what happened to the likes? Hit the like button. Hit the like button for sure. You think Oblique will compete before the Olympics? I can't say I agree. I can't say no, not that I agree. I can't say I think he will. I don't think he will, honestly. Given the training style over the years, I think after trials they'll probably lock back in, and then we see them at Olympic Games. I don't believe we'll see them, before that. I don't think so. Bramel always, you mean Bromel? Bromel always gets injured. Yes, he does. Um, Amarna, thank you for the 4.99 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, T, for real. Your commentary. You're truly a blessing. Arian posted on IG. Oh, he did. Let me go take a look at it. Um, let me see what Arian posted. Look at Oblique post me versus the world. But I drop a like on it. All right, me youths. Hey. Um, Arian 19. Okay, let's see what he's going on with. All right, I don't see anything on his story. What is Florida? 1 day ago, red bulletin. I think people should make goals that seem out of reach and go for it. Okay, this is I guess an article done on him. Speed Merchants, Aaron Knight, one of the fastest humans on earth, is poised for stardom on the world's biggest stage, the Red Bulletin. All right, so it seems as though I guess he's fine and he will be running at some particular point in time, which is good, and there's nothing suspicious going on. I don't know what the Americans are alluding to online, but they're always alluding to crazy things. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's good that there's nothing crazy going on and we'll be seeing him because everybody's wondering where he is. He has this nice Red Bull sponsorship here with Adidas. I know Red Bull works a lot with Puma, a lot of Puma athletes. So this is the first Adidas Red Bull sponsorship. This is cool. This is pretty cool. I wonder if we're gonna see him get the Red Bull wings thing on his singlet. Like most Puma athletes have the Red Bull. Carston has it. I think Mondo has it as well. Even recently when we look at Hands of Parchment with Grace is on his singlet now. So maybe we'll be on it. I don't see it on the one that he's dragging in this. So it will be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, that's good. But I don't know, something crazy is going on in America. I don't want to speak to anything, lunatic clearly that I don't have any facts on. But they're always speaking in code online and I don't have no time for it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm glad he got this sponsorship from Red Bull. It's a big sponsorship to get. Sponsorships are coming out left, right, and center. So I'm hoping he lives up to expectations this season as well. I'm a little concerned not seeing him, especially the fact that he's always seems to be running. He came in on the scene in 2024 running a super fast 200 meters. Is it still the fastest 200 meters indoors, or did somebody go faster? I believe somebody probably did go faster than it, but his only 200 meters indoors was very fast this season. So a lot was expected of him, but he kind of disappeared a bit. So let's see. Flo Joe only turned up for one season in 1998. Yeah, I guess. Why would we leave these nice sunny beaches, mango trees, rose breadfruit, yellow yam? I can tell you, say the ones who live there at TXT Tech Time. Nobody shared me no. Let me tell you something. There's just a kind of ease being able to go outside and just enjoy the amenities. In your country without having to be worrying about any crazy things going on. Listen, guys, I'm kind of a scaredy cat, to be fair, as well. I don't like change. I like comfort, and especially the way the world is turning. Me no want to go nowhere, not going to be fair. So I like to stay hidden in my hole. Um, Not to say I have anything wrong with America and the people making choices to be there and stuff like that. This is just me, my personal preference. I like comfort and I'm comfortable right now. Yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna change that. I will visit, sure, but not live. Um, Jamaica don't have resources, but we have more talent. Every state bigger than Jamaica except Connecticut. T, are you married? No, I'm not. So, all right, guys, what else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? I think I've run out of comments for the first time in a while. I've literally caught up to all my comments in like a whoosh. Gosh, it's been 2 hours and 47 minutes. I've been talking forever. What's happened over the weekend that I'm missing out? Let me see if I wrote down anything and no thumbnail. Was it all about Oblique Civil? Oh, I think I got something. Let me see what's happening. Let me see what's happening here. Oh yeah, I think I touched on the Puma misspelling. Some y'all brought it up where Puma misspelled Sharika's name. Um Child, what do they have this advert on? And is it something that they can take down? It's not something that's on TV and redo it because that should be an easy fix. If it's like just a poster, that should be an easy fix. So they should have caught that already and fixed it. At least hopefully. If it's like an advert on TV, then that's a whole other kettle of fish. I don't think they'll be able to fix it that easy. Because they'd have to get the person to redo all that. And I don't know if they'd be willing to put the budget in to get it redone, you know what I mean? Um, it's just that they spelled her name, incorrectly. But am I gonna make like a huge fuss over it? I don't know. I don't I'd rather focus on other things, and I don't think that misspelling her name is like the biggest deal. You know what I mean? It's not good, but I don't think it's the biggest deal at the same time. Um, how long do you think it will take the Claytons to develop? Well, um, there's somebody in my chat schooling me and telling me, "OT, you don't know nothing about MVP. MVP has been doing this for years." Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. So apparently MVP has this whole 3-year turnover rate for the athletes from high school to the professional ranks. So the twins are supposedly on target for year 3. But this is my take with athletes in general, and I will reiterate this. And you guys, it may rub you all the wrong way, but yeah, it just has to be said. A lot of times the people that make it are the ones that are the no-name athletes, and I keep saying this over and over again because those are the athletes that are coming from nothing, don't have a contract, don't have anything, and are willing to be disciplined enough to put in the work that it takes to get them to this high level. Some people think that, oh, you're just going to walk into track and field and just be great just because you have the talent. No, you have to put in the work. Last time I was on live, I think I spoke to Michael O'Hara some time ago telling Usain Bolt, oh, he's rich now. Just because he had a contract, didn't want to put in any work, didn't want to do nothing. Where's Michael O'Hara? No, you know what I mean? Even Usain Bolt himself, some of y'all forget. I'm sure this is a popular story that Usain Bolt was, about to lose his contract, right? And pulled up his socks, right? So you have to, again, be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, then you could have all of the talent in the world. It's gonna go nowhere. So until I see, these, so-called, star athletes really make it, you know what I mean? Especially after I hear them themselves come out and say that they had discipline issues, eating whatever they wanted to eat. And these are things that I've heard. I've heard people, make mention to me, hey, they see XYZ at XYZ place eating all sorts of random things all the time. You know what I mean? They don't look like they're taking this seriously. You know what I mean? So until they make it, guys, I'll just wait and see. You know what I mean? But one thing I know that is for sure, that when it comes to sport, and that's why you can't take it for granted. Any athlete, they've worked their ass off to get to the stage where they're at. It takes a lot of discipline to be a Shelley and Fraser Price in this sport. That's why she's so legendary. The amount of discipline it has taken, that what was a young lady to know a mature woman married with her child and still be in the sport is phenomenal. How many people can do that? Child, maybe only Shelley. Maybe only Shelly, you know what I mean? But I'm just telling you. So when some of y'all see some of these athletes not coming to the fore, oh, it's not because the coach failed. You know what I mean? It's not because the coach didn't do what they were supposed to do. Sometimes it's the athlete themselves. The athletes aren't disciplined enough. I've heard this from multiple athletes over the years. I'm not talking about the ones that are, just coming through. I'm talking about a lot of the athletes that are falling by the wayside. You wonder, where were they? What happened? it really wasn't about the coach. It wasn't about being burnt out in college. The athletes just, didn't make it because they couldn't be disciplined in the sport, and they were just unfortunately one of the ones that you know didn't get to the top, and it's because of them, not because of no coach, not because of no school, not because of no club, no nothing. It was just because of them. Being in sport, guys, is not easy. If they want to make it, they have to put in the work, but the returns are great. If they put the work in, the returns are great. It's not just us that benefit from it, that can sit here and go crazy and go, oh my God, Jamaica, 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 we're on a pedestal again. Whoop de whoop de whoop. No, they themselves are set to earn millions if they, make it in the sport. So they have enough, I think, motivation to, stick to it. But as a young person, we want to go gallivant and go party. Is it easy? I can't say it is. You know what I mean? I definitely can't say it is. But anyway, let's see what happens in a few years with some of these athletes. But for me, I'm just reserving my thought. Me not have no expectation. Me just reserve my thought until me see them come true. Um, Tim Lance in Florida. What's your finger size? My fingers are very small. I wear a size 6 shoe, and I think they say that goes with your ring. I think I checked my ring size like years ago. I used to work in this jewelry store, and when I just left high school, and at that particular point I checked my ring size. It was some small thing. I don't know if my fingers are the same size. Wait, why are you asking me this? Why am I answering? I just realized that this was a weird question. I'm so slow. Guys, please don't ask me anything weird. Do you think Brianna Williams can bounce out of her funk? For sure. I think she needs time though. I think 2 years of, just switching, clubs back to back clearly is not good for any athlete. It's so funny. I was listening to um Coach Flo, a coach for him name Floriel, Coach Floriel, that trains the athletes out at Texas, Dina Asher Smith's new coach, and he said that before she made the switch to him, he told her it's not good advice to switch coaches in the middle of an Olympic year when you have goals, to target the Olympic Games. So if a Dina Asher Smith will struggle, you know what I mean, and she still made the choice, to move. Clearly, it's not going to be easy for Brianna, not only switching once, but switching twice in the middle of, again, an Olympic year. It's not going to be easy. Just give her some time, of course, and she'll definitely make it. We just have to be patient, guys, and we can't keep continue expecting things to be magic where we just snap our fingers and whoops, it works. You know what I mean? What I will say though, in this most important period where it's a down moment for her, she needs our support. She doesn't need us tearing her down and saying, oh, she's done and all these things. I see all the comments, guys. You guys can be very, very mean. You know what I mean? That's not what you do in these moments. In these moments, you wish her the best, tell her that we're still here, we're still wishing her the best and hoping that, everything works. And just give her the time to hopefully get to back to the level where she was at or even better. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not nice when I see you guys being mean all the time. You guys, just rub me the wrong way sometimes where I'm like, I'm just gonna cuss y'all. But anyway, I will cuss you tonight. Who are the others Jamaicans who are competing at the upcoming Diamond League? Coming Diamond League, when is the next Diamond League? Guys, I kind of live in the moment, I don't jump the gun. Paris, okay. When is Paris? Paris is July 7th. Paris is nowhere close, a whole month away. Okay. I don't know who's competing there, and I'm not gonna be checking right now. Um, why do I feel Maxi under this Lance account? Maxi, you many people that might dig you up. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. He's proposing. I must let him know because I don't know what he's asking me about ring size, and I don't know why I'm so crazy to be answering. Um, there will never be another Shelly. It's 6 a.m. in Mombasa, Kenya. I'm waking up as your live is winding down. LOL. Oh well. Good morning, John Lee. Thank you so very much for joining. But please catch the playback. I would appreciate it. What's your prediction for the NCAA 100-meter finals? Brianna, as long as she's healthy, Brianna. I don't know how much healthy she is in 2 weeks, but as long as she's healthy, I saw this a video snippet of her. I mean, maybe I can play it before I go. Let me play it before I go, so you guys can hear her and see her mood. I think what's important is seeing her mood. So let me play that little video of her, and then we can go.
My name is Brianna, and we're here at Hayward Field, Oregon. And I go to LSU, as y'all know. And I'm about to check out the vibe of my team.
Oh man, hold on. Put my glasses on to look cool.
Here with Miss Thelma Davies.
Hey, you guys.
How you feeling going into the meet?
I feel great. You know, last one, best one.
So I'm here with our freshmen. How y'all feeling going into the meet?
Excited. I feel real good. I'm excited to be here. I'm grateful to be here, and I feel blessed.
Here in the United States, what's the best high school in your opinion?
It's gotta be Bullis. I'm sorry. Bullis is my school. Love her to death.
I don't think I had to give her an intro. Y'all already know who this is.
No, they don't. My name's
But
Michaela.
if y'all don't know, this is Miss Michaela Rose, the NCAA 800 champion from last year. We just want to know how you feeling going into the meet.
Oh, I feel excited and grateful to be out here with my team.
In the United States, what's the best high school in your opinion?
My opinion is that Richland Northeast High School in Columbia, South Carolina is
slow
the
down.
best. Start over. Richland Northeast High School in Columbia, South Carolina is the best high school in America.
Oh, bestie. Don't curse.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel, about us going into this meet, the team?
I feel good. I think we have a lot of scoring opportunities. I think we're primed and ready to go. I think it's going to be very exciting. Go Tigers.
Is this man always cussing? It's kind of funny how Brandon said don't curse. I'm like, what is he? Just going around cussing expletives or something? Brianna looks fine. Mentally she looks, in a good place, which is good. Physically, we haven't seen her yet. We'll see her tomorrow. The women come up tomorrow, and clearly I'll be reporting on that. I'll be doing a wrap up video on the men, and I'll post that in the morning for you all to know who made it to the finals, guys. I'll only be touching the people that made it to the finals. So don't be going in my comment section going, oh my God, T, you didn't talk about XYZ, guys. We can't talk about everybody, guys. Jeez. So I'll only be touching the people that made it to the finals, and hopefully we see great results from them in the finals. But yeah, Brianna's all the way. Actually, I have Brianna in the 100 meters and the 200 meters as long as she's healthy. Yeah, that's just how I look at it. I thought she could have taken the the SEC too, from indoors. Clearly, she's not an indoor athlete. One, so that was flushed out right away, which I'm glad I picked up, and balled out and said, "Why, no more 200-meter indoors." You know what I mean? I shouldn't run anymore. 200-meter outdoors was going good until she seemed to re-injure herself, and that kind of went downhill. But honestly, I have her for the double. As long as she's healthy. If she's not healthy, then a good placing. But if she's healthy, I have her for the double. John D says, where am I? Oh, I think I read that already. Texting my last comment, better call me. Elaine will double again, and Brianna Liston will get the world record in a few years. 87% sure. Again, anything can happen. Ain't loses. Just began last week. Brianna's. Huh? I don't know what that last bit means, but okay, Jeff. Good night. Have a good rest. I'll see you all in the next live for sure. I'll see you in the next live. Guys, I'll be wrapping up shortly, so I'm just reading up these last comments. Um, Julian ran 1072 twice, win aided last season. Yeah, but even when she was doing it, guys, we are how we are with those one American tracks, you know what I mean? And then it's win aided. So until you do it legally, then everybody's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And to be fair, I don't think she's ever executed a race like she did on Saturday. Even if you go back to all those races, they never looks like Saturday. Saturday, she looks like she finally put everything together. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm happy about. She no longer is a 60-meter specialist, but she can run that 100 meters all the way through. She won't be no longer dying, after 60 meters, or people won't be looking to see her die after 60 meters. She can hold it all the way through, and that's what's important. T, what about the new Ultimate World Championships coming in 2026? Oh, I was supposed to do a video on this. I don't know why it slipped me. Why didn't I do a video on it? I must have forgotten. Guys, this, it's so funny. Remember when I said that World Athletics was making all these changes to the sport of track and field that didn't need to be, no changes need to be done. Meaning, like when they started to talk about removing the board for the long jump, was it the long jump or some nonsense that they were doing? And I said, this is not the direction that they need to go. They don't need to be changing the actual sport itself of track and field. Let that stay. And guess what? Create a league like T20 where you can mess with all the rules and do crazy stuff. And what do you see happening? They literally are creating a T20 of track and field. I know these people are listening to me someplace. These people have to be watching me someplace, because if I never come in and say, yo, them need to create one T20 of track and we wouldn't be hearing Bono T20 of track and field. They'll still be nonsensically talking about removing board and a long jump and all sort of foolishness. No, track and field at its heart needs to remain. You create a fun segment of the sport that will boost the main sport overall. And that's what T20 cricket did for cricket in general. Cricket looked like it was dying. It was getting boring. People were checking out. But guess what? T20 came along and kind of created that kind of boost that everybody wanted in cricket. And now cricket is all popular all over again. You know what I mean? And that's what this particular league I'm hoping will do, where they'll have some kind of fun rules, I suppose. You know what I mean? They can go wild with it. I don't mind. That's the whole point of the league, in my opinion. And that will boost interest in track and field in general, where you'll start to see more eyes on not just track and field when it's the Olympic year, but when it's a world championship year, when it's no world championship year or Olympic year, people are just watching track and field because we're on the circuit running and doing stuff. So I think it's great. I think I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think Ray made a very important point though when he talked about the money. They said they're giving 150,000, I believe, for the gold, and he said the winners don't need to win any more money. It's the people that are fourth through to eighth need to win some money, and I have to agree with him there. The winners are always getting a whole lot of money. Do you see the prize money for Diamond League winning versus how much you get at eighth place? Or well, forget the Diamond League winning the overall competition, just winning a race. Let's put it that way. Do you see what you get for winning the race versus what you get for placing, eighth in the race? God forbid you place ninth, you get nothing. You know what I mean? So that's what these people need to work on. It's not necessarily the winner, because the winner keeps winning a lot of money, and the winning money is pretty much going to the same people over and over and over again. Them are right. It's the people behind that really need, that extra boost, right? So I'm hoping that they make sure that when they start to taper down that money, taper down to $10. That is wild. From 150 to 10, no, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Or 150 to 150, that not gonna work. 150,000 to $150, not gonna work. I'm just saying. What did you think about Brittany Brown and the other ladies' comments about being invited to meets and lane draws, etc.? I missed that comment. I'm sorry. Please tell me, what did they say? I didn't see that. I thought you were in your teens. Now you're in your 30s. I'd like to invite you to Florida. I'd like you as a wife, Basira. Oh, I am weak. Didn't you say before that he asked if you were married? Yeah, guys, I'm slow. It is what it is. Um, it is what it is. Wayne finishing fifth in the long jump. Whoa. What? That's wild. I can't believe that. That's crazy. USA versus Jamaica has always been the biggest track and field rivalry. Bragging rights is at stake. It started for me in the days of Merlin Otti. There is new championships will create more rivalry. They need to show track on TV regularly. Well, to be fair, I think it's depending on where you are, because I think in most places like Europe and like Jamaica, they show track and field regularly. I think though that when we get to America, they just show other things because it's not being talked about as much. But the people in the sport themselves have to get you excited. Nobody now do nothing if you get excited, Look at the WNBA that nobody never did a watch the other day. And all of a sudden, one white girl named Caitlyn come around and one next dark girl named Angel Reese come around. And all of a sudden, it's a black versus white Twitter war go on. And all of a sudden, everybody I watch WNBA now. The people them need to do something. If you see one of the people them just go, they go drag off them wig or something. You know. Just do something to get us talking, right? um we need to focus on marketing and merchandising for sure. Also, a streaming app channel on Roku dedicated to track and field. Yep. Brittany felt she wasn't respected in the Oslo meet when put out in lane 8. Lele said she wouldn't be running in JA again after not being invited. Okay. Was that in the 200 meters for Brittany? Let me go back to Oslo. I have a reason for it, but I have to actually look at the lanes. I have to actually look at the lanes to see who was where. Women's 200 meters. Will they show me lane? Okay, lane. Wait, did you just say Oslo? What did you say? Oslo. Okay, so they put her in lane 8. Okay, what the? Marie-José Talou, Darlita, Anavia Battle, Sharika Jackson, Jenna Prandini Kone. So, okay, let me share my screen because I think Brittany Brown is probably losing her mind. And this is why I say Americans get entitled sometimes and you guys don't understand. Like, in which way, shape, or form who was she going to? Where's my share? Present. Share screen. Share. All right, this was the Oslo Diamond League field. This right here, so. Brittany Brown was in lane 8. Talu was in lane 7. Darlita was in lane 5. Anavia Butter was in lane 3. Sherika was in lane 6. Jenna Prandini was in lane 4. Kone was in lane 2. And Gia was in lane 1. So, my assumption is that she would have wanted one of the top lanes. Anywhere from lane 3 to lane 7, I guess. Battle, Prandini, Nita, Sherika, and Talu. Which one of these athletes was Brittany thinking that she was going to get a better lane than? Which one of them? The only one that I could probably see with is maybe Prandini, but even that's a stretch. She was never going to get a better lane than Marie-José Talou. Her name carries the weight on her performances. End of discussion. Darlita came out winning races. One or 200 meters against Shakiri and one a 100 meters at the Diamond League. She was going to get a good lane. And Eva Battle has been running well. She was in those same races and always placed high, either second or third in the race, right? Sherika Jackson, I don't even need to go any further. So, okay. Which lane was she going to get, Matt? Which lane was Brittany going to get? This is the problem with Americans sometimes. Sometimes when they win a race, they get big-headed and they start to believe that they're better than thou and start to demand certain things happening. Is she gonna get a better lane than in Oslo? Nobody was gonna give her no better lane because there were people there with bigger names than her. She got the lane she deserved. End of discussion. When it comes to what is the next person name? Lele, she's another one that is lunatic. She's American, and again, these people get ahead of themselves. So because it's a Jamaican meet, right? I'm sure she's been put on reserve for many other meets. But because it's Jamaica, she feels as though she needs to come out and say, oh, how dare the racers put me on reserve when there's so many people in the race that is slower than me. They're all Jamaican. They're gonna get preference over you. It's a Jamaican meet. These people are going to the stadium to watch Jamaicans run. If you don't name your name, they could care less. And I'm sure nobody was gonna turn up to the stadium to see Lele run. I'm sure though they were going to go see Megan Tapper. They were going to go see whoever else Jamaican was in that race. That's a fact. So if they put you on hold or reserve, just go and hold it. Just go and hold it until your time comes, until you make your name, and then guess what? Your name alone I go put you in the race. But for her to come out and say, "Oh, I'm never gonna go run at Jamaica again," girl, bye. Nobody wants to see you anyway. Actually liked her. I actually like that girl, right? Because I've always felt so sorry for her. Things have always seemed to be going, south for her. She either falls when she's in great shape, all sort of different drama. But for her to come out and feel like so she can say, shade Jamaica and make it look like she can look down on Jamaica just because it's Jamaica. Oh, how dear Jamaica. You can't go on where you are going. I'm sorry, guys. You got my very raw answer. Lord, here we go. Tia, right? Because the guy that keeps coming in fourth and fifth might think, why is he or she even wasting their time for crumbs? Yeah, that's true. Yes, 200 meters for Brittany. Boy, let's see. Brenna will win both the 100 meters and 200 meters. It's healthy without question. Yeah, that's my view. And she won. It doesn't matter what kind of ranking did she have going into the meeting. You know what I mean? Some of these Americans love to get ahead of themselves just because they win one race. There was nobody in that race that she was gonna get a lane over, and that's a fact. Even during after, you know what I mean? Which lane did I put her in at? Maybe that's why she pulled out at Stockholm because she never run the 200 meters at Stockholm, and she just supposed to run it. Let me see how which lane they put her in now. Stockholm. She was supposed to be in lane 4. And in this race, I can definitely say that she deserved lane 4 because the only people in this race that you'd say names carry weight was Sherika Jackson and Prandini and Anavia Battle. You know what I mean? So she got lane 4 here, but she didn't start for whatever reason. She chose not to start. But you can't be going into a meet thinking that, oh, I'm supposed to get that lane. No, you got the lane you got, and it is what it is. You won, great. Now going forward, maybe you'll be able to get better lanes, which she did get. She got a lane 4 in Stockholm, but she didn't show up, right? And I don't know why she didn't show up. But just going in, there was nobody that she was gonna get a the lane wasn't going to be any different. And I'm tired of these Americans being American. Um, Brenna will win both. Oh, I think I read this, and she won. Candy Cane. What is the name of the app? Very entitled. That says lunatic. Matt says, oh dear. I went off, Matt. I'm so sorry. But to me, Matt, it's like where these random issues just turn up out of nowhere. And I'm like, some of these things are uncalled for. There are a lot of things that these athletes go through behind, closed doors before they make it. And it's not just athletes in every single job. A lot of people have to struggle before they actually become the top person. And even when they go back and they talk about their life experiences, you're like, wow, oh my gosh, whatever, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? But you don't be going mad before you get there. I'm like, okay. I mean, if you think this is gonna get you ahead, sure. But for me, I'm gonna keep you one side because me not into that. Who is Brittany? I know a lot of people don't know her, but she thinks she reached. Listen, she won one race, and because she won that race, she was saying that in that race she should have gotten a better lane. How? Did you see the people that were in the race? Sharika, Talu, and Navia Battle was running good all season. Navia has been running against Shakiri and coming second. She came second behind that little Australian chick and even third in some of them. So she's always been placed high in these races. So I don't really understand why this sort of random entitlement just pops up out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, if you had put me in a better lane, you see who I name, what I, girl, we're not yet. Relax. 9734 civil in Paris, you heard it here first. T upstanding boss lady, go on beat and teach. I think she was a silver medalist in 2019. 2019. Are we talking about 2019, Matt? Let's see. Championships. Look here. I don't remember that. 2019. Women's 200-meter final. Oh, I definitely remember Dina winning. I don't know anything else after that. She was second. She ran a time of. Where is the time? Why are they just showing me? Okay, is this the thing? Wait, this is qualify? What is this? That can't be the finals. That there's no way it was that slow. Semifinals. Okay, so that's heats. That's semifinal. Okay, good. Finals. All right, so she ran a 22, 22, 22 to win silver medal. Britain and of course Dina ran a national record 21:88 to win. To be fair, I won't lie. This 200 meters in 2019 was, a little bit watered down, to be fair. When you think about what it was coming from in previous years, it was definitely a bit watered down for multiple reasons. I think this was the year that what's her name was injured. What's that Netherlands chick name again? Daphne Shippers was injured, I think, this year. Clearly, Elaine Thompson Hero was also, injured from that 100 meters. She never took part in the. Well, I think she did run the heat, but she never took part in the semifinal or the final. Let me go look if Elaine was in the heat. Yeah, she didn't start. Oh no, she didn't start the heat. No, she didn't start the semifinal. She ran in the heat, but she didn't start the semifinal. Okay, so that we're clear. So I think this was kind of one of those watered down years. Let me see if Daphne was here. Where was she? Was she actually here? Yeah, did not start. That was in the heat. She didn't start. So this was one of those years where the 200 meters was watered down. To be fair, if Elaine and Daphne were in the race, could I say Brittany would have finished second with a time of 22:22? No, I won't say she would have. Right. So with that being said, no wonder I forgot. But to be fair, guys, people were performing much better than she was so far this season, so she can't complain about that. I think that was a moot point. I think that, I don't know what she was complaining about, to be fair, and I'm not gonna appease these athletes. If you want me to appease them, I'm not gonna appease them. That sounded like nonsense to me. Um, who is Lele? That creating drama. I don't know what her problem is either, and I'm just moving along, honestly. Anyway, guys, I've been on for 3 hours and 19 minutes. It's been a very, very exciting show. Oh gosh, let me drink a little water. I need to get me a water sponsorship deal. The amount of water that I'll be drinking here, also the different waters. Who knows lifespan? Lifespan. Anybody here works for lifespan? Need to get me a water deal. Oh boy, the Doha World Championships were boring. They did everything to make it appeal to the Middle East, but it fell flat. All right, guys. That is it. It's been entertaining. I've enjoyed the night. Clearly there's a lot more to come from TXT Track Time. Just look out for that. There's a lot of track happening over the weekend as well, so just look out for those things as well, and just join me as usual. Always be watching the videos as well. Watch, 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 watch. Please hit the like before you go, guys. Sometimes I be leaving these streams and I'm looking at the likes and I'm like, brother, what I do? Still not let me like. You're not giving the support when you're supposed to support me, Give me the likes, please, and thank you. All right, Dondina, I love you too. Good night. She has issues. I know, right? I couldn't believe you were still on. I'm going now. T, I know you don't want to leave us. Listen, you guys know I love to chatter. And you guys don't want to join me. There's none of you that tell me that you want to join me live these days. And I said, all right. Mariella said, no, don't want no one join me anymore. And then I said, T, drop the link so that I can join you and talk. It's okay. Just me alone up here talking to y'all. I'm like, all right. I see what y'all are doing, but it's okay. I love to chat, so I'll talk to you all. myself until you're ready to join me. But listen, the floor is always open once I'm here. So if you guys want to join, don't feel free to ask me, and I'll certainly drop the link for you all to join me so that we can have a good little discussion. Right. But anyway, with that said, guys, I had fun. I need to get rid of these locks. They're getting onto my nerves, but I don't want to do it myself because have you ever gotten to the stage where you love to see the end process, but getting there is annoying? I've reached that stage in my life. I used to love getting my hair done, love the whole thing. No, getting my hair done is a problem. Loosening my hair is a problem. If I could just wave a magic wand and whoops, it's done, then great. But I can't, and now I'm losing my mind. Um, T, drop the link. No, Jordan, not right now when I'm going. Not at all. Good night, Matt. Thank you guys for joining. I love you. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye. Bye.